San Antonio Sports Center.
The San Antonio Spurs got back in the W column, taking down the Brooklyn Nets last night, 127-113, paced by Devin Vassell's 37 points. Franchise day came and went yesterday, and the Dallas Cowboys were busy. They restructured the contract of Pro Bowl wide receiver CeeDee Lamb, which created $20 million in salary cap space. They also came to a deal with defensive tackle Osa Odigizua. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning, everybody! How we doing? It's Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm your old pal, AJ. And over here to my left, dressed in his best lumberjack costume.
I am.
I need paper
Hey, we
towels.
cut down a big tree last night. I left my axe outside.
It's Mr. Rob Thompson! Hey, good morning, Rob! Good morning!
Morning.
And on the other side of the glass, not available on the screen, is Victor Brown. Hey, Vic!
What's
How we doing,
on?
Bubba?
I'm here.
How we doing? How's the old kidney
It's functioning.
functioning? How's your eyesight today?
Crystal clear.
Attaboy, attaboy.
Fair to Midland.
Everything.
How's your blood sugar, Rob?
I'm going to find out.
Oh.
Fasting.
Womp, womp.
No food for me, only water and constant urination.
Now you know
The
what my
next
life
5
is
hours.
like most mornings.
Dude.
Yeah.
But you don't.
I'm not as food
hungry.
driven as you are. You're like my cat.
I
Like,
wake
you,
up in the morning hungry. I do. And keep in mind, I've already fasted normally. But now I know that I can't eat. I haven't gone any longer than I normally have.
Yeah, but it feels different because.
But I can tell you by now I've already eaten some.
Yeah,
And I haven't yet.
Rob
So-
is Rob is a very food driven person.
I am. I'm food motivated. It is my love language. I involve it in most things loving.
Like he'll come to work and
I like it sticky.
he'll eat Pop-Tarts and
He'll eat my crackers.
he'll eat all kinds of stuff, and then that'll be before the show, and then by the time the show's over, he's like, I am famished. Where are we going for lunch?
Yeah.
Me, I'm like, oh,
You didn't eat anything all morning.
I
and you're
don't
like,
eat, and then it's like, I don't know. I'm really hungry enough to go to lunch, and if I do go to lunch, I'm damn sure not eating dinner. Like,
oh yeah.
I eat several small meals a day, but I don't eat anything after 7 at all.
you turn into a gremlin.
I will.
Yeah,
I
Well-
will. You have to lock things up.
but
It's hard to
now
do that, but
you've got a
okay.
doctor's appointment, so you've
Yeah.
got to wait till what? Probably when's your appointment going to be over? do you
It's
think?
not. I don't have an appointment per se. I just got to go to the lab.
Okay.
So as soon as I leave here, I'll jet down and give some blood.
Okay.
See, I probably wouldn't have done it today because I just went to the doctor yesterday and
Right.
and I had some blood work that had come back. They're like, we got a question.
We got a question.
There's something weird. But no, it's not that. It's not terrifying or anything.
That's what
like
they
that,
told. That's what they told me when I had cancer.
But, oh, see.
Not to get you
Okay.
worried or anything.
So
No big deal.
No,
No big deal.
what you just did.
And he beat it anyway. So
No,
it's fine.
yeah.
no, what you just did is the very reason why I didn't want my wife there.
Oh yeah.
And my wife is kind of like,
You didn't want to find out about the gonorrhea.
yeah, well, all the other kind of stuff that I
I
normally talk to
know.
my doc about, like, this really itches, doc. No. But because of the purpose for the appointment, she was going to be there regardless.
Right.
And she was at this so-called job, and I use air quotes.
Oh yeah.
that
This so-called job.
Well,
Man, you know Rob's wife's not awake right now.
oh,
This
yeah.
so-called
Because
job.
I guarantee you,
You got to text
I had
her
to.
watch
Well,
it.
she's getting paid by somebody, but I had an appointment set for like 4:00, and I find out I get a text like, "Hey, man, we had a cancellation. You can come in early." Well, I thought, perfect. I can jet, go get the appointment done. My wife is 30 miles away.
Right.
She won't be able to make it. I'm not even going to tell her I'm going in early till I'm almost there.
Okay.
And I texted, hey, they had a cancellation. I'm headed in, when really I was like headed in the door, not leaving the house. And the reply was immediately, on my way. How do you mean on my way?
He goes, I could see you. I'm outside.
So I was hoping as I walked in, like there would be no paperwork to fill out, nothing like that. Hey, welcome in, Mr. Thompson.
Oh,
no.
yeah, you just walk right in. Yeah.
No, she couldn't have timed it better. By the time I fill out the paperwork and everything, they're like, Mr. Thompson, which once they close the door, she can't come back. I just said, no visitors, please.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't have known. Just like,
oh, yeah.
like, Mr. Thompson, he's indisposed. You can't be. But no, she arrived literally as they called my name. So she walked right back in there with me. So she heard the stuff, and she was like, well, he'll be here tomorrow. So, so I was committed.
It was up
at that
to her.
Point. Yeah, the doc was like, well, we need to check this and check that.
I imagine Rob looking over at her like
what? That's Wednesday's our lunch day.
Yeah.
Well, good thing you didn't get a prostate exam in there. That would have been awkward.
Well,
she's sitting there on your phone, and then
there's only two people in the whole world that know that area.
Dr. Torres and Rob's wife.
Yeah.
So they kind of know the lay of the land. They can discuss.
You know that
They
bump?
both look like. Have you seen any changes in that?
You know that ridge that's about a knuckle deep on the right?
Have you noticed anything change there? Like, I'm in the room, guys.
I know.
I'm in the room.
His wife goes, my knuckle or your knuckle? My knuckle. He's
My
like, oh,
hand's
yeah.
smaller.
Has that one always been swollen?
Yeah.
Here, let me get in there. My hand was smaller.
Get out of the. Let me get in there. Why don't you move over? Let me get in there.
Yeah.
You know, we laugh. I was in.
Yeah.
I was in during childbirth.
And then Rob,
Oh, yeah.
I got down in the catcher's stance, looked down the tunnel.
you know, then the doctor squirts some stuff onto his glove, and Rob's wife goes, what's that?
What's that?
And then he's like, oh, it's a lubricant. And she goes, I just usually.
You just use a nice little hawk.
Wow. You're an expensive doctor. We're not paying for that.
Is that covered by insurance?
We're not paying for that.
Because if not,
We're not paying for that. Hey, guys, I'm in the room. This look different? No,
or
no.
we just
That
if we have jelly like grape, strawberry, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You just have
You're
to be
gonna have to dim
careful.
the lights.
You have to be careful for the ants.
Yeah. We have to work fast. So no, the outcome of that is I'm now fasting.
Yeah, that's
And
terrible.
if I show up without a needle prick and a Band-Aid on my elbow area,
And you got to fast again? Ooh, that would.
Yeah, that would suck.
That
Well,
would
see-
But if he didn't have to fast, like I knew he was fasting when I got in. Sometimes I'll sit here and like I get here a little early, and then I'll sit in my car and listen to my podcast or whatever I'm doing. And this time I'm sitting there, and Famous James comes and taps on my window, and he says, "Hey, Rob's fasting, so go tell him you've got great plans for lunch today, and he's going to be real disappointed."
he when he walked in, I was telling Vic, man, this sucks, and Famous James walked in, so please do tell me you don't have tacos, please.
Oh, yeah. He
You don't
normally
have tacos.
does that once in a
Yeah,
while.
and every night,
Yeah,
about half the
being in-
time he walks in with a couple of tacos. Please don't have anything like that.
And he did not.
Thank goodness. Rarely well, that's the only time you're ever going to hear that from me.
Yeah.
Thank goodness you don't have tacos. In fact, I'm kind of ashamed to have even said it once.
Well, James also said, "Did you forget your wallet today? Because it's Wednesday."
And I did. But I think that was subconscious. Hey, come for I bought breakfast yesterday.
You did.
So, which is actually the last time I saw my wallet.
But the last two times we've gone to lunch with Famous James, Rob's like,
Both times, right?
"Hey, I forgot my wallet."
Well, thank God I did today, because that honey bun in the vending machine.
It's calling your name, huh?
Oh,
Oh,
the
man.
last honey bun.
Isn't it stupid? You have to fast for a knee surgery.
Well,
Or
this is something different. This is not. This was just the. I went to meet with the doctor and the referral counselor to talk about the knee doctor, and because of the previous visit, they're like, "Hey, while you're here,
Oh no, this isn't even related.
Yeah,
so
this
you're gonna have
was
to do this again?
superfluous. Well, I'm going back to the IFF. I'm going back to Dr. Torres for the blood stuff, but I'm moving on to a orthopod for the knee.
Okay. Jeez. Hopefully that guy doesn't make you fast.
I don't think they care. It's like going to a carpenter. As long as, I'm only here to fix this drawer. I don't care what else is going on.
Well,
You know what I mean?
the guy that you hired is like, I've been looking around. I see some stuff you could do over here, stuff you could do over here.
My floor guy?
Yeah, your floor guy. You get a guy like that. Maybe the doctor's like,
By the time my new floors were put in, I wanted to move out of my house. He kept finding other problems.
Oh, yeah.
He was like, that door doesn't close right. Over here, I'm putting in this corner. It's awkward. We're going to have to, I think you should knock this wall out and redo it.
When your orthopedic surgeon's like, your cholesterol could be better.
See, that's
like, what? Dude, mind your business. Do your job, pal.
Just fix the tires, man.
Yeah, that's right.
I didn't come here for transmission advice.
I ain't looking
Rotate
for
the
that.
tires and move along.
I ain't looking for that. All right, let's. We got a big show today, friends. It's Hump Day.
Yep.
Big day for Los Spurs. The Spurs got to win. Big day for old Aggie. Aggie got to win. How about
Weird day
that?
in the Aggie universe yesterday. Weird day in the Aggie universe. The baseball diamond, go UTSA Roadrunners, took down the Aggies in a baseball game. For them that care about such things. And just around the corner, literally across the street, not even across the street, down the field.
Yeah.
The Aggies took down Auburn first time in their long and illustrious 113-year basketball career. They have finally knocked down number one. Down goes Auburn.
Yeah, both Texas teams that were in top 25 action yesterday got wins. Texas, who was basically dead and buried, gets a win on the road at Mississippi State.
In Starkville.
A&M gets a huge win. I mean, they were going to make the tournament anyway, but for seeding purposes, to beat the number one team in the country.
Yeah.
And the team that's already kind of
they'd already won the SEC.
Yeah, they're sitting on their laurels a little bit, but
it was a
still.
wire-to-wire win against the best team in the country.
Yeah,
so,
you don't turn your nose up at
I think
those.
they're now a 5 seed.
So we'll talk about all that. We'll talk about the Spurs. We'll talk about Cowboys moves and moves all around the NFL. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. As you head into your early morning commute, we do have this accident on the northwest side, FM 1517 Eckert Road at Bandera. On 35 northbound, Tupperwine to Pat Booker Road, got the right lane and the exit to Pat Booker Road closed with construction cones. And on 35 southbound, Olympia Parkway to 1604, right lane blocked with road work. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radio.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies, offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Perfect for instant contact with an aging parent. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get an extra 60% off. Free UPS shipping and add code RADIO for an extra 5% off.
Hi, everybody. It's Joe Reinagel. Now is a great time of year to get your roof inspected and ready for our crazy spring weather. Be it hot, cold, rain, or hail. Who knows what Mother Nature has in store for us this year. Call Stevens Roofing at 210-785-0994. Your roof protects your home and your family. A quality roof overhead means comfort, confidence, and certainly peace of mind. Now is the time to get your roof ready for spring. Call Stevens Roofing at 210-785-0994 or go to stevensroofing.net.
Do you ever scroll through social media only to find yourself bombarded by bad news, hot takes, picture-perfect families, and yet another humbling professional update? It's hard not to get wrapped up in how everyone else is doing, but imagine how you would feel if you spent 45 minutes focused on how you are doing. At Cerebral, they make it easier than ever to access dedicated therapists and doctor-prescribed medication personalized to you. The best part, Cerebral offers in-network care so you can focus on feeling better without worrying about the cost. In fact, 72% of people say they felt better in just 12 weeks. Cerebral makes mental health care easy, accessible, and more affordable. Cerebral is proud to be an official sponsor of the San Antonio Spurs, and just like athletes prioritize their physical health, mental health is just as important, and Cerebral is here to help you build a strong foundation on your overall well-being. Take that first step today. Go to Cerebral.com to see how affordable and accessible mental health care can be with insurance. Cerebral, make time for Mind Time.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin. And over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-499-9102. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-499-9102. That's 800-499-9102. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm. How can I help?
That guy pulled out in front of me out of nowhere. The police are on their way, but I'm really shaken up.
Don't worry. We're going to get you taken care of. You made the right call.
I'm Jeff Davis. If you've been hurt in a car, truck, or 18-wheeler wreck, call Davis Law Firm at 444-4444. We're ready to help day or night, and there's no fee unless we win.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-334-2266. That's 800-334-2266. 800-334-2266.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group.
This is the story of the one. As a quality technician in a food processing center, she knows that making the right call is the best way to avoid a recall. That's why she trusts Grainger's world-class supply chain to deliver the high-quality supplies she needs to help keep her production line, her equipment, and her customers happy and healthy. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Some people just know they can save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first at 888-ALLSTATE or allstate.com. Like you know to check you have gas first before road tripping through the desert.
Empty? Seriously? Maybe I can walk.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So if you want to save money, check Allstate first at 888-ALLSTATE or allstate.com.
Maybe I can't.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Terms apply. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Hi, welcome to IKEA. How can I help you? My schedule is crazy. I just want some me time. We could all use a sanctuary from stress. Why not turn your bedroom into the place to decompress with our selection of comfortable beds, pillows, decor, mood lighting, and so much more? Every time you step in there, it's nothing but me time. I mean, you time.
Sounds like a dream.
Here to make your me time dreams come true. Visit us in-store or at IKEA-USA.com/sleep to create a comfy, blissful bedroom today.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, Zach Martin is going to make it official. He is calling it a career.
Plus, what did Jerry Jones have to say about the Cowboys offseason? We'll have the latest.
And the Spurs, they were in action last night. We'll react to everything that happened there.
The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
burn out. Fade away.
Yeah, rocking out.
That'll rev your motor. No, they Def Leppard performed after my high school graduation. Same building that night.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Good old days.
Pyromania tour.
Yeah.
What? The same night you graduated?
Same building. That building doesn't
damn.
exist anymore, but same building.
Wow. What a treat.
If I'd have known, we
Did
would
you
have hit
get
out
free
the bathroom.
tickets?
No, we left, but in hindsight, it would have been cool to like hang out in the bathroom.
It would have been cool.
But I had parties to go.
Yeah, that makes sense. What I do know now is in San Antonio, it's frowned upon to smoke weed at a Def Leppard concert because
well, depending on the venue.
People bring children. Bad choices.
Well, see,
they're the ones who
the thing is,
bad parenting
the
choices.
people you were standing next to were the children created because of the weed smoked back in 1983.
I know. And then all of a sudden they're like, can you not smoke marijuana here? Our children are here. Well, why'd you bring your kids to a rock show, Karen?
Where do you think I got it from?
Yeah. Your 9-year-old sold me dope.
Yeah. Welcome to
Just shut up and give your kid the Ritalin and hand him his pad. He'll
you want
zone out.
put him on his Oculus.
You put him on his Oculus, give him his Ritalin, and shut up.
Stupid.
Drugs.
I know, man. Can you not smoke drugs at this rock and roll concert? Well, I guess I could not, but then what fun would that be?
No.
Try to ruin everything.
Yeah.
Disgusting. The Aggies last night,
relentless.
This was one-sided. And this is the scary thing about the Aggies is they can physically punk out a lot of teams. Rarely do they have the offense to go with it. They hit 9 threes last night. That'll get the job done for that team.
For that team, yeah. And it sounds funny to say that. Most teams you hear 9 threes, you go, man, and you
I think they shot around 35% from three.
Which is
if Aggie shoots 35% from three, they're dangerous.
And I'll say this, and while the 3-point shooting matters, it was where those threes came from. Most of those threes were second chance shots. Most of those threes came off of an offensive rebound from a missed three. So when the Aggies play that way, there's probably 3 teams in the country that can beat them. You know what I mean? On a regular basis. Because if you're not getting to the offensive boards and they are getting second chance threes, not layups, but threes, because they need to get those threes because their free throw shooting is also atrocious.
Yeah.
So, and last night they actually made some free throws. They hit an Auburn team that had already secured the SEC title. Missing a starter. John I had a shoulder issue. And part of that was the physicality.
Did not look right. Yeah,
the physicality that they brought. But what the Aggies exhibited last night was what terrifies tournament coaches, because you can't prepare for a relentless onslaught of 7 dudes that just attack the moment the ball is free like raw meat. They are a poor man's Houston. I mean, if they had just 1 or 2 better, higher skilled bigs or
wings, shooters,
they would be in a consistent top 10 team. But last night they played like the number 4 team that they were just about a week ago.
But that's why Houston is so scary as a tournament team, because Houston is one of those teams. The only way to beat them is they have to play an off game, like they have to have a bad shooting day, because all the rest of the game is going to go their way. All the extra possessions are going to go their way. They're going to win the turnovers. They're going to win the offensive rebounding. They're going to get more chances than you.
But I'll say this: Houston 8 threes is the average. That's the expectation.
Yeah.
They're going to hit you with 12 to 13.
It was
They're
huge
so much
for A&M
better.
to hit them.
So it helped A&M. I mean, it's good for seeding. So I think they're going to probably end up playing a little bit closer to home. It looked like they were going to head someplace. So then probably get a Midwest place to start. Probably go to a 5 seed. So in the long term, as long as they don't screw up the tournament, that was a huge night for A&M, and they can, mark that thing off so nobody has to talk about the fact that after 113 years, you still weren't able to beat a number 1 team. So finally, Buzz can say they've done it, and they can carry on and go about, doing the things that they had planned on doing early on, and that's to win 2 games in this tournament.
Bruce Pearl said they physically manhandled us, if this team's going to continue to win, we're going to run up against teams like Texas A&M or Florida or Duke that are big and physical. We have no excuses to allow these guys to get 24 offensive rebounds. I give Texas A&M all the credit. Our guys were physically dominated. So, no, I don't excuse our guys at all. We're better than that, but not tonight. And Buzz, who, Buzz hears that, and he's like, oh, man, that's what I like to hear.
No.
Buzz is like,
no.
Buzz is saying physicality, communication, two most important things he tries to teach. He says we have to play physically. I think we have to do a lot of things that are not necessarily in the stat sheet for us to win, and that's what they did.
Is there a good time to lose? Have you ever, it's good to get your – because that's what people that are Auburn fans are going to go. They already won the SEC.
Yeah, they're already the number one overall seed. Like, it doesn't really matter what happens
unless
going
they collapse in the tournament and get pantsed in their first game. They're going to be a number one seed overall. I don't agree that there's ever a good time to lose. I just don't. You don't ever want to. But I do agree that there's also. It's always wonderful to have coachable moments. Yeah. And I think Bruce Pearl now has a coachable moment to take his team into March. So if there's ever been a good loss, if there's such a thing, it's this one. Right before Bama, right before your arch rival, right before the SEC tournament, right before the big one, and you got your stars' attention. You got your guys that played awful. John I did not have a good game. Now, he can blame his shoulder, but he got bodied last night.
Yeah.
So it could be the best thing that happened to Auburn.
They were also without Denver Jones,
which matters,
who is their best defender. He's their best one-on-one defender. But again, defense wasn't really the problem.
They lost in the paint.
They got bullied,
Mm-hmm.
and kudos to A&M for coming in and having doing all the things they need to do, because if you play skill for skill with that team, you're not beating them.
It's a track meet. It's just another night in the SEC, though.
Yep.
Just another evening in what has been the toughest conference I have ever seen.
Texas was in action last night. UTSA was in action as well. Both of them good showings. We'll talk about that next. Morning Huddle 94.1.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. As you head into your early morning commute, we do have this accident on the northwest side. FM 1517 Eckert Road at Bandera. On 35 northbound, Tupperwine up to Pat Booker Road. Got the right lane and the exit to Pat Booker Road closed with construction cones. And on 35 southbound, Olympia Parkway to 1604. Right lane blocked with road work. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radio.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get 60% off. Free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off.
Hunger striking, snack time calling, it's crunch time. Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds brings you the boldest protein-packed crunch you can't resist, with mouth-watering flavors like hot honey, sweet barbecue, and sea salt and cracked black pepper. Why settle for chips when you can level up your snacking game? Plus, they're low-carb, high-protein, and made for adventurous appetites. Score big flavor today. Grab Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds at H-E-B.
With conference championships just around the corner, now's the time to register for Twin Peaks $1 Million Bracket Challenge. Go sign up at TwinPeaksBracketChallenge.com and fill out your bracket before the tournament tips on March the 20th. Enter for a chance to win $2 million and other epic prizes, including $50 gift cards to the top bracket from every Twin Peaks lodge. Step up your game at Twin Peaks with 29-degree cold beer, handcrafted cocktails, and scratch kitchen-made food to satisfy your every craving. Only at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and those scenic views.
Order for Jennifer C.
Is this my double shot, double cream, double froth, double pump, double whip, double sleeve?
Yeah. Can you handle that much caffeine?
Did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Oh, really? That's great.
Seriously, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, you just said that.
Did you say I just said that?
Yeah, I'm cutting you off.
I can't have any more? Why not?
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
With Progressive Snapshot, you could save on auto insurance rates by driving safely, which is nice because you can just keep doing you. So keep on using that broken phone charger because it occasionally works. Keep quoting something you heard on a podcast as your own. Keep ignoring your sister's texts while you drive and after. And when baggage claim says, have a great trip, keep on saying, you too. And keep driving safely. And you could save with Snapshot from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents. Surcharge possible for unsafe driving.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Hey, Rob Thompson here from my friends over at Prize Picks. The second half of the basketball season is here. The race to playoffs is on, and there's no better time to get Prize Picks because the money, it's heating up. 1,000 times your cash, Taco Tuesdays, and the way they pay. Let me tell you, Prize Picks offers Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard for quick and easy deposits into your accounts. There's no better way to get started with Prize Picks than right now as basketball season ends. And here's the best thing about Prize Picks is you can combine different leagues. You got a favorite in the pros, you got a favorite in the college, you can put them together to really maximize your bets. And remember the code ALAMO. Remember, you download that when you sign up today. There's money to be had. No better place than Prize Picks right now. As the basketball season winds down, go for the place to get the best cash with your favorite sports. That's Prize Picks. You know what you're doing. Go play. In fact, go run your game.
Hi, it's me, your USPS Ground Advantage shipment. Just left the warehouse and hitting the road.
I know. Just got the notification.
Great. Smooth sailing so far. I'm almost there.
Yes, I know. I get all the updates.
Made it. Safe and sound.
I know.
Well, did you know I was with USPS the whole time?
Oh, yeah. I know.
Keep your business in the know with the USPS Ground Advantage service. Visit USPS.com/in-the-know.
Point. Hey, you okay? You don't normally miss those shots.
I just haven't been as regular lately, and it's making me feel sluggish.
You should try Metamucil. It's been a game changer for me. Metamucil's plant-based psyllium fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Ace, you're moving better than you were last week.
Definitely.
Metamucil keeps you moving. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Learn more at metamucil.com.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text BAIL to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149. This is Joe Reinagel. You're listening to the home of the Aggies, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Oh, yeah. We've got the power. Morning Huddle 94.1. University of Texas also in desperation mode last night. Got a win over Mississippi State. And, again, I don't know that it's going to matter for Texas. Texas played one of the weakest non-conference schedules in the country.
Yeah, they're going to have to win a couple of tournament games, SEC tournament games, to be a lower seed.
Yeah.
I think they've got a shot.
I mean, but this was their last chance at a resume win, and to go on the road and get one against probably a top 30 team in Mississippi State.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a deal. So, it took a damn miracle for them to do it. They shot 39% from three. They shot 48% from three. 11 of 23. And Trey Johnson went off again, 23 points. Tremont Mark had 24 as well. But there's still an uphill climb for Texas, I think. I would still assume they're on the outside looking in.
Yeah, they've got a shot. That was a huge help. Winning in Starkville matters. I think if they win a game, maybe two.
It's so weird because the 3 game they broke a 3-game losing streak. So the last time they won before this was February 15th against Kentucky. So they sandwiched wins over Kentucky and Mississippi State with losses to South Carolina, Arkansas, and Georgia, like the dregs of the SEC. I don't know what this team is other than...
Again, they got enough quad one wins. Every win matters in the SEC. The value is almost exponential. That's the strange thing about playing in such a tough conference is even though you have more losses, the wins are even more valuable. So I think a couple of conference tournament wins, and they're a 12, 13 seed. But and it helps to have an NBA guy like Trey. He's a guy that people want to go see. So I think they've got a shot, but it's an outside one at best. Now, if they'd have lost last night, they're playing in the Bahamas.
Yeah. The way the tournament bracket will line up is, Texas is going to have to win. They'd have to win 5 games or something. They're going to be
not going to win it all. I'm just talking about win 2 games and lose to a top 5 team. You know what I mean? And then you're in pretty good shape.
Yeah. So the way it works is the 9 through 16 seeds play early. Yeah, that's where Texas will be.
Mm-hmm.
And if they win one of those, they'll go up against a 5 through 8 type seed.
Then win one of those, then they get that double bye team that's been waiting on them.
And you know what, if they win those, if they win that type of game, then you've
got enough.
You're
that's
in the
a
conversation.
Resume. Yeah,
that'll be a win over probably a Missouri, Texas A&M, Ole Miss, Kentucky type.
Yes,
that'd probably be enough.
And lose to a team like there's no shame in losing to Auburn. There's no shame in losing to Florida.
If it started today, if the tournament started today, Texas would be the 10 seed, they would be the 13 seed.
They'd play
play the 12 seed, which currently would be Arkansas.
It's a good matchup,
and that's another team that you're on the bubble with,
right?
That you could use a good win over, and then if they were to win that, they would play the 5 seed that is currently Missouri. And if you were able to beat them, which they've already done this year once,
you're in.
It'll be Missouri or A&M. They're both teams that you've beaten this year. They're winnable games.
That's what I'm saying. You win 2 games, lose to a top 10 seed, you're in. So it's not over, but we're asking an awful lot of a coach that just day before yesterday we had some questions about team unity and cohesiveness and things like that. So a lot of things have to come together over a couple of days, but these guys have been together for 6 months. They know each other. Sometimes you just need a little bit of lubricant in the right place.
Yeah, I don't know how to feel about Texas. I don't know what their ceiling would be if they make the tournament anyway. Like I still think that they need to
make fights. Yeah,
they need to move. They need to move on from Rodney Terry because the ceiling with him is just limited. You're going to get good. He's getting good players, but man, you got to do something with him.
But Rodney wins 4 games now. Wins 4 games in a row. 5 games in a row. It'd be very hard to fire him.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah, he could save his job.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't. I have a hard time picturing that happening.
Somebody in this country is going to save their job over the next month.
More than likely.
Coach Terry just hopes it's him. It happens every year. Somebody going to save their job and get a pay raise.
Elsewhere in the great state of Texas, in fact, right here in our little city, UTSA. I'll be damned.
It's hard to celebrate a loss.
It's hard to celebrate a loss, but we celebrate covers, and they covered against Memphis. That would have been a hell of a win for them, but a 75-70 loss to Memphis, the runaway team in that conference. But Yeah, it's been sort of a lost season for UTSA, but all those things are relative, and where UTSA is now compared to where they've been, I don't know, the last. The last 2021 was the last time they were even decent.
Yeah, that was the last average team. But keep in mind, over the last couple of years, they have gone up in weight. They've jumped a couple of conferences. And while the football team was very much ready, the basketball program was underfunded. Recruiting budget was low. They play in literally the worst facilities, and maybe all of college basketball, certainly in their conference. So whoever was, I'm not upset with where Coach Henson was. He just was dealt a tough hand and was probably here a little bit longer than he should have been. Coach Clonch obviously brought a breath of fresh air. That's a whole new team. Think about that. Brought a whole new team in and had a really good year. And then you could compare to where they came from and compare that to just across the hall to the ladies team. I'll tell you what, the UTSA athletic department, the ladies are conference champions. They're headed for the tournament and going to be a very high seed. Where the UTSA athletic department stands is in pretty good shape. UTSA baseball takes down A&M last night. UTSA basketball hosts Memphis, keeps it within 5. Memphis is a tournament team.
Yep.
The ladies just won their conference. Pretty good times around the UTSA athletic department. Dr. Campos, congratulations. Things are clicking.
Their basketball team, they're going to have to find some size, and they're going to have to find some depth. They rely a lot on their dudes. They just don't have enough. They are 355th nationally in bench minutes.
Well, yeah,
which tells you
they got
5 dudes.
Well, they brought in 12. 5 are playing. UTSA is they're going to have to come to a point, and I think Clonch is here to do that, is to build a winning program that involves local dudes.
Yeah.
Recruit this city. There's no reason why local guys shouldn't look to UTSA because they got to host Memphis last night in Penny. That you will, if you stay here, if you're good enough, at the very least, you'll be good enough to transfer away.
Right.
At the very least, you'll be able to find another gig. But you might actually stay here and like it. So I do think as Clonch redid this, and there's nobody from San Antonio here yet, I think to build a long-term successful program at UTSA, you're going to have to stay local because you're going to have to build a program with seniors that lead you. You're not going to, you're going to have guys that are committed to be here for the long term. And that's the way UTSA is going to win. That's the way the women are doing it.
Yeah, they've got more guys I think they've got 2 guys from Centerville, Ohio, and 0 guys.
They're all junior college transfers.
Yeah, but 0 guys from San Antonio.
None.
That's what they've got to. They've got more guys from Sweden than they do from San Antonio. That's got to change.
Not that have to be all of them. I'm talking about 2 or 3.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think that just finding a couple of those guys, not only could it, listen, they can use a lot, but it could help get some local interest in the team as well.
And the transient nature that is basketball, as much as football, but basketball is just about more transient on the upper side for the juniors and seniors. The teams that have the solid bedrock, that have players that stay for 3 and 4 years, win these conferences. These are the teams that win conferences. There's nobody coming and going. They've been here. They know the system. You have seniors playing in a system they've been around 4 or 5 years in. Those are the teams that win the AAC, that win the Horizon, that win those games. Because the good guys, by the time they get good, they transfer away. And so it's the consistency that wins the mid-major tournaments.
And the other thing is they need to, and I get that money is an issue, but when you play in the American Conference, which is, it's probably the 10th or 11th best basketball conference.
To give an idea, there'll probably be 1 player drafted maybe from their conference, 1. From all of the teams in the conference, 1, maybe 2.
It's in the 10 to 12 range of quality of conference. But in a D1 where there's 31 leagues, that gives you a lot of guys to pick from down below. Whereas when they were, back in the day when Conference USA, and Conference USA is probably better than the American right now. They've kind of flipped in that standpoint. But there's still a lot of guys that you can get to up transfer from a Big Sky or an A-Sun or some of these lower level, the low majors.
You look at who they got. Nobody transferred down. When you look at first of all, you look at your coach. Who am I going to play for? And then you look at, okay, where am I going to live and what are who am I going to be playing against? You come to San Antonio and you see the building that they're forced to play in, the rec center with the movable stands and the hallway up above the basket. It's almost embarrassing. Well, I mean, I'm going to come here.
Well, you know what?
And play there?
Their best player did transfer down. Primo Spears came from Florida State.
Well, Primo's got his own stories, but and Klotz brought him in. Yeah, I'll give him that. But
you need 2 or 3 more of those guys.
I'm telling you, for UTSA to be successful, it has got to be dudes that are here for 3 years, not one and dones, not here on their way up or way down. It's guys that come here, ain't going anywhere. You win conferences like that. You don't win. You don't win consistently with dealing with 12 new dudes a year.
I've never been to the UTSA Convocation Center. AJ, it's a junior college.
It's a commuter school gym.
Yeah.
It's literally, if it's not the oldest building on campus, it's the second oldest building on campus.
It's wild.
It is a shame.
All right, let's hit a break. We'll wrap up the first hour. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Dr. Jacob Torres, runs the Institute for Functional Health, and that's how I met Dr. Torres some 8 years ago. And in those 8 years, the Institute for Functional Health has grown from one small office over on Ashby to half a block over on McCullough. I was over there yesterday. Nothing better than walking into a place where everybody is happy and healthy. I love heading over there. I went over to see the doc for purposes other than weight loss, but I'll tell you what, those that were coming and going seemed to be in pretty good spirits. I love walking into a place like that, knowing that everybody walking in is leaving healthier for it. Now, when you think about weight loss, the long-term health is normally the concern, but it's the short-term health that really keeps you going, because the more weight you lose, especially early on, you start feeling so much better, so much faster. Can you remember the last time you got a full night's sleep where you didn't wake up in the middle of the night needing a desperate drink of water because you've been snoring so loud half the family is on the other side of the house? Can you remember the last time you woke up for work refreshed? Remember the last time you didn't have to go get a cup of coffee? You just remembered, oh, yeah, I should get some coffee. I like the taste. If that's been your life, if everything has been motivated by either the caffeine or the sugar to keep you going, it's hard to imagine what a normal life is like, and it's not that far away. To start the process, though, you need to talk with Dr. Torres. Let him explain to you why he's been so successful with people like me and you, and getting them to get on a program and a process that they can live with. Call him today. The number is 210-468-1891. His website is iffhealth.com. It is a great reservoir of information, and it'll ask you some questions about how you got to where you are and how you'll lose your weight. Call him today, change your life, and come on by and thank me later.
Ready for the ultimate sports fan getaway? 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is headed to Vegas, and we're bringing you along. Why? Because watching the games from your couch in sweatpants just isn't the same. Join Jason and Joe from the Blitz for a Mega March weekend you'll never forget or possibly remember. We're talking Vegas here. March 27th through the 30th, we're hitting up Circa Las Vegas for opening day. And the second weekend of the tournament, a.k.a. Sports Heaven, baby. Thursday, March 27th, the party starts with baseball's opening day at the world's largest sports book. That's right, big screens, big games, and big opinions from Jason and Joe. It's basically like watching sports at home, but with no chores and way more pools. Speaking of pools, dive into 6 of them at Stadium Swim and catch all the action on a 143-foot screen. Lock in now. Go to circalasvegas.com. Use promo code BLITZ and party with Jason and Joe at Circa Resort and Casino. Sports, pools, Vegas. What could possibly go wrong?
It's time for the herd you love. It's time for professional spring football. The San Antonio Brahmas are back, bringing you more of the action, the celebration, and the unforgettable moments you love. Join us for our home opener Sunday, April 27th at 2 when the Brahmas bring the Fiesta to the gridiron with our Viva Fiesta, Viva Brahmas themed game. Bring the energy to the Alamo Dome as your San Antonio Brahmas take on the Houston Roughnecks. Tickets on sale now at UFLbrahmas.com. That's UFLbrahmas.com. Our town, our team, our herd.
When I wake up
The best mornings
in the morning light,
start with Wrangler.
I pull on my jeans and I feel alright.
Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
Texting enrolls you into reoccurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text ORDER to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text ORDER to 42424. That's ORDER to 42424.
Hi, I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you've made the decision to divorce, you need an experienced attorney who can help. I've helped many people get through divorce, custody, child support, and alimony problems. Call me. I'm attorney Steve Benke.
210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
Joel, it's fantastic to be a local business here in San Antonio.
Sure is, Nigel.
We always say, from the outhouse to the penthouse, we can plumb it and we can cool it.
And all that at a fair price with one easy phone call to 210-651-5899.
See, Joel, I told you I could do it without clowning around.
So what's with the red nose?
You can let go now. That's not funny.
Quarter Moon Plumbing and AC, 210-651-5899.
License number M16004, TACLA 141074E. Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Methodist Care Now Urgent Care has 18 locations throughout San Antonio, open 7 days a week. From injuries and illnesses to school and sports physicals, Care Now Urgent Care is here to help you feel better fast. Find a location near you at carenow.com and use our convenient web check-in today.
Hey, San Antonio, multiple tours overseas, years of protecting the country. It all adds up at University of Maryland Global Campus. Earn up to 90 credits for prior learning, military experience, and training toward our low-cost degree and certificate programs. We call that credit where credit is due. For over 75 years, our dedicated success coaches have been helping service members achieve their goals. Get started with local support and online and hybrid courses right here in San Antonio. Visit UMGC at San Antonio or umgc.edu/SATS.
All right, guys, summer is coming. You could hit the gym, but you're probably going to say, I'll start next Monday. Here's what you need to do. You need to get M-Sculpt Neo from Dr. Connie Hires. It burns fat, builds muscle, and tightens up your abs, your arms, even your butt and your legs. And guess what? She can do it, too. Couples who sculpt together, well, call 210-494-8446 or go to findyourbeautiful.com. FindYourBeautiful.com, because Dad Bod season is officially over, and Dr. Connie Hires is here to help you get ready for summer.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Yeah.
Quick, name the band.
I can't.
One of the best band names thought of in the spur of a moment. Animotion.
That's a terrible
name. That's a terrible name.
It is.
What's the name of your band?
Animotion.
Animotion.
Especially for Animotion.
I don't know, Animotion.
We were talking during the break about UTSA getting why they don't play, and you said they've got no plans to play in a new gym. People are like, well, they need an on-campus football stadium.
Yes.
I mean, at least they've got a place to play football games. It's like a reasonable facility.
Well, Larry Coker and Coach Traylor will say it's a great
like
recruiting
playing
tool.
there,
Yeah,
yeah.
man. The weather's always good. There's plenty of room. The locker rooms are nice. It looks good to recruit.
Basketball coach can't say that.
Boy, the last thing you want to do is bring them to your building, and that's always tough. I mean, it's just there's no comparison when you go to even the older facilities that are built for hoops, that are shrines to the game. This is just a practice facility with some plastic stands.
That's a bummer. We'll talk Spurs on the other side. They got a win last night, and I don't know, for whatever reason, it's not the kind of win I'm going to bitch about. So we'll talk about that next. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville.
10-yard line, touchdown Vegas, what a wild finish!
Your home for the NFL.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radio.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get 60% off, free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off.
Calling all snack MVPs, it's time to huddle up with Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds, the low-carb, high-protein snack with a flavor-packed crunch. From sea salt and cracked black pepper to hot honey, sweet barbecue, and more, these bold bites are ready to tackle your crunch time cravings. Find your flavor playbook at H-E-B and make every bite count. Because when it's crunch time, there's only one snack you need on your team. Southern Recipe Small Batch.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-334-2266. That's 800-334-2266. 800-334-2266.
Paid for by Wesley Financial.
George gets justice.
At George Salinas Injury Lawyers, we are the ones you can trust. With over 100 years of combined experience, we are committed to helping people in our local community. Get George Salinas Injury Lawyers and put our experience to work for you and your case. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com.
George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first at 888-ALLSTATE or allstate.com. Like you know to check your sunroof is closed first before driving through the car wash.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, no. Wait, whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So if you want to save money, check Allstate first at 888-ALLSTATE or allstate.com. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Terms apply. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
This is the story of the one. As a quality technician in a food processing center, she knows that making the right call is the best way to avoid a recall. That's why she trusts Grainger's world-class supply chain to deliver the high-quality supplies she needs to help keep her production line, her equipment, and her customers happy and healthy. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-334-2266. That's 800-334-2266. 800-334-2266.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group.
Eczema flaring up again. We have good news. Exoderm. If you or someone you love suffers from eczema or dermatitis, get Exoderm, the common sense answer for eczema. This stuff really does work. Exoderm contains the #1 doctor-recommended ingredient in a clean hypoallergenic cream with no harsh additives. Take back control of your eczema with affordable, fast-acting Exoderm Flare Control Cream.
Exoderm, It's in the first aid aisle of your local drugstore, supermarket, or big box store.
With basketball season in full swing, make watching the game a little bit more exciting with your chance to win money with Underdog, one of the leading sports apps, and you can play in Texas. You could win up to 1,000 times your money with Underdog, playing the pick'em game where you pick higher or lower on predicted stats. You can play with as little as $1, and if you get everything right on your pick'em entry, you could win up to 1,000 times your money. Yep, turn $1 into 1,000 with your hoops knowledge. Download the Underdog app and sign up using my promo code STAR to unlock a special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit. Must be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 plus in Arizona and Massachusetts, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Void in Colorado. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. In Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342. In New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
The Blitz is going to Vegas. Come along for an unforgettable Mega March weekend at Circa Las Vegas, March 27th through the 30th for opening day and the second weekend of the tournament. Thursday, March 27th, celebrate the start of the baseball season and watch all the games at the world's largest sports book, plus the ultimate March Hoops experience. Take in the action in the 6 pools and the 143-foot screen at Stadium Swim. Book now and use promo code BLITZ at circalasvegas.com and join Jason and Joe at Circa Resort and Casino.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We are working a few trouble spots. A new accident reported at 410 westbound, Austin Highway to Perrin Vital. So we've got a right lane and the median blocked. About a 10-12 minute delay has you so from Randolph Boulevard. 35 northbound Laredo downtown, disabled vehicle blocking the median, and 90 eastbound 35, that stall now off to the left shoulder. Do have that ongoing road work on the northeast side, 35 northbound Tupperwine up to Pat Booker Road. It's in the right lane, causing a 20-minute delay. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
The San Antonio Spurs got back in the W column, taking down the Brooklyn Nets last night, 127-113, paced by Devin Vassell's 37 points. Franchise Day came and went yesterday, and the Dallas Cowboys were busy. They restructured the contract of Pro Bowl wide receiver CeeDee Lamb, which created $20 million in salary cap space. They also came to a deal with defensive tackle Osa Odigizua. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center brought to you by Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss. SynergenicsHealth.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hour number 2 of the Morning Huddle. 94.1. Spurs get a win last night, 127-113 over at the Frost Bank Center. They have a cool nickname for that or something? The Ice Box, do they call it? Is that a...
Well, I like to call it the Ice House.
The Ice House? I like that.
Because of, where's my mouth today? George Gervin.
Okay.
But I don't think we've adopted that yet.
But he never played in that Ice House.
No, and really, the Frost thing is kind of new to us because
it was AT&T before, right?
And before that, it was SBC. So I think in honor of Frost Bank, we want to call it Frost for a while before it gets a nickname.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because they paid good money for this, so we might as well call it the Frost Center before we give it the Ice House.
Yeah. All right.
Which
it sounds kind of cool, though.
I think it's ideal, but I always kind of felt like in deference to the company that's paying the $30 million, whatever it is, licensing rights to put their name up there, at least we can do is say it whenever the Spurs play.
Maybe the Igloo?
See, it would be, but isn't that where Pittsburgh plays?
Oh, yeah.
And we don't play hockey.
That's true.
And it's never really cold enough. The barn, I always thought like would be a good one, but
yeah, but that doesn't help Frost either.
No, that's
because at least when you hear the Ice House or the Igloo in San Antonio, you go, why do they call it that? And you go, oh,
well, Ice House goes even deeper because of the old.
Yeah,
we all grew up going to the Ice House. So
yeah,
I always felt like that fit, but in honor of Frost,
we'll call it the Frost Bank Center. Fair enough.
Until we get a ring, and then we'll call it the Ice House.
Okay. 127-113 win, and this one felt different. Like, I don't know. I was watching it. I think it was De'Aaron Fox hit a layup like at half, like going into the half, that put them up like 5 points, and or it was 4 points. That's what it was. Oh no, it was 5 points. I was right. So it puts them up 5 points, and I'm thinking, well, there's their effort for the night. Now they're gonna do what they've been doing. They're gonna roll over and die. And I turned away from the game, went back to college hoops. I got back, and it's like, whoa, they're running away with them here in the third quarter. And then I said, well, there's still time for them to do one of those like 34-10 fourth quarters, and they didn't do that either.
I didn't see it. I would like to hear from those that were on the Brigade Bar. Did they give the Nets an opportunity? Did they give them a chance? I mean, did they turn the ball over a couple of times and do the stupid things that they would do to start the landslide, whether it was stupid or on purpose, whatever the case might be?
Right.
And Brooklyn was just so bad they weren't capable of capitalizing on it? Or did the Spurs truly play a game good enough to win instead of not getting beat?
You know, Rob, what do I always say? Like the first number I go to, did the Spurs win or lose?
Well, I look at their shooting, but
46% from three last night.
What's the volume?
18 of 39.
So it took 40. That's about where they should be.
And they hit 18 of them. That's not where 40 is not where you should be when you're only hitting 9. But if you're going to hit 18, it's like, okay, yeah, that'll work.
You tell me the Spurs shoot 40% for the season. I don't care what the volume is.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, exactly.
This is a game you're supposed to win for your mental health, for the mental health of your fans. I mean, you've been gone forever. You gave one away. Get one, but we all know that this was a team that is in as dire straits as you are. I mean, they're as bad as we are, if not worse. They're one of the few that can literally line up a less talented starting lineup than we can.
Yeah, and most of the game came down to Devin Vassell, which he was on fire.
He was due, man.
8 of 11 from 3 for him, 37 points, a career high, 11 boards, and 5 assists, only 2 turnovers the whole game for him. You'll take that 100 times out of 100. That was, and he was the difference in the game. The way he shot, the way, just all of it. He was the workhorse.
Stack these. I love talking good stuff about Devin when he does good stuff. It's just the good stuff don't happen nearly as often as I'd like to see it happen. When he has big games, we win. He's a great barometer. When he plays and fills every stat box with 5 assists, kudos, brother. I mean, that tells me you had your eyes open last night. When you play in Brooklyn, you do those kind of things. And I don't know if Steph Castle's gravity is starting to show where Devin's getting a little bit more room, but he certainly is last night seemed to be in the flow. I'm starting to lose my patience with Devin. It's these kind of nights that make me mad.
Yeah,
like, dude,
where there
this?
Should be more of this.
Yeah, where is this on a more regular basis?
No, you're right. There should be more of this. I all I'm watching now really is I'm watching De'Aaron Fox. I'm seeing how he develops with the guys, and I'm watching Steph Castle because I know those are the 2 guys that I know this franchise is married to.
How much? I guess the game was only for us. So you saw the Sean Elliott.
I don't know. I saw it on my Magic box.
Okay.
I watched the.
You had to go through like what I did for years, the broken streams, or the crack streams, whatever it might be. So Sean Elliott he is not a company tool. He is not a mouthpiece for the Spurs, but he is employed by and does cover them on a daily. So I have to take some of the things that you hear from those guys has to be company line kind of stuff. You don't denigrate your employer, and you want to keep people happy as the color analyst for that team. I came and went for the game. And every time I came, and it was probably 4 times, I would say 2 times I came back and they were showing a Steph Castle highlight, one specifically where Sean said over and over, the difference for Castle is if you're thinking a light switch coming on, it comes with reps. The more he plays, the better he's going to be.
I mean,
he said it over and over. He's telling us, and he's telling his employer, why is Chris Paul starting? Why is there even a remote comparison of minutes?
I agree, but I also can see from their angle, like, how fast do we need how fast do we need Steph to develop? He's already like on pace to be Rookie of the Year. Like his development's fine.
He's going to be a starter next year. Let's start him now. What do you mean? He's still a rookie? We're years away from him being what he's going to be.
Yeah, but there is the idea of, this guy isn't used to playing an 82-game season. Let's keep some tread on his tires. Like
what?
I don't. I mean, it's just
we're pacing ourselves. The future is now. Chris Paul ain't a part of our future.
No, he's not.
So, I mean, what are we waiting on? I mean, I'm not saying for Chris Paul to never play, but I am saying that every minute Paul's on the court and Castle's not is a wasted opportunity for development. And we don't want him developed 40 minutes a night, but I'm just saying at this point in time,
I tend to agree.
It's time to kind of switch the things. And when I hear Sean say it more than once, you know what? The secret to this is more reps. The more times he's on with the guys, more minutes he's on the court with De'Aaron, the more it's going to look like it's going to look when it's good. And every minute Chris Paul's out there and Castle is not is a detriment to that. That's all I'm saying. But you don't get wins that way. You just get more consistent development.
You get closer to what the goal is.
But last night, hey, a win. Let's win one. Win one for the Gipper. It's good to see it.
Yeah, I still go back to I wonder what kind of promises were made to Chris.
I'm sure. I can't imagine that any. You make promises, but no one will hold you to it to the detriment of your team's development.
Mind you, the guy who probably made these promises is sitting at home now, and because Greg Popovich would not want to play Steph Castle a ton early on because historically he doesn't play rookies very much.
Well, until you don't. Castle is the Rookie of the Year, and I think he's won it. I think he has, unless something really, really odd happens where somebody racks off a couple of big nights. It won't be just one. Castle's hadn't got more 20-point games, taken more free throws, done more stuff than every other rookie, and it's just kind of a skinny rookie class. So I don't think there's any detriment there, so he'll get that award under his belt. But I do want to see, and I think we've seen over the last couple of nights, what Castle and De'Aaron and Devin can do when they're all feeling good about themselves. And that really is something that I'm looking forward to seeing more often.
Well, I've said many times it won't shock me if when this team reaches full form, Devin Vassell isn't around. Anytime he has a game like this, he's either making a case to be around or he is making a case for someone to come poach him and give you something that is more, I don't want to say fits more with your timeline. Like if you're ready to win now, you can get a piece that's ready to win now. You want to wait, you can get a piece that's more of a wait. And to your point, the current odds to win Rookie of the Year, Steph is minus 225. Yeah. That's a pretty healthy favorite. The second favorite is Jalen Wells of the Grizzlies at plus 350.
See,
so it's
kind of a weak
class. Not locked up, but
somebody could jump up, have themselves a pretty decent, early April and late March, he'd get a couple 40-point nights and win some games on a bad team. You never know. I don't think there's anybody out there capable of that, but it seems like a foregone. And Castle is playing better. He's not going to do anything to lose it. You know what I mean? He's playing to the point where people are looking forward to see him, and he got enough national games that he'll stay present, in front of mind.
Frank says the other thing I believe that I would imagine it's going to be a couple more weeks before they reevaluate De'Aaron Fox and say, all right, Bubba.
What we saw last night, I don't see a problem.
Well, if he's going to need some sort of hand surgery,
time to decide to do it sooner than later. But right now, it's those development minutes that we're talking about,
and that's what De'Aaron said when they approached him about it. He's like, I'm trying to get better with my team. That's awesome. I want you to get used to playing with these guys, but clearly, with Wemby being done for the year, the priority becomes not this year. So if we've got to,
I think everybody will know. I think everybody involved will know that it's time.
And if De'Aaron steps away, now you've got Steph getting those minutes.
And again, I think everybody will know when it's time for De'Aaron to step away. I can tell you, I don't have to be close to the Spurs orbit to know it's time for Castle to start.
Yeah.
He's proven it. Again, we're not headed to the playoffs. I know there are promises made to Chris Paul. I don't know what they were. But I can tell you this. I want Castle to get 3-1 minutes.
Ooh, 3-1. No, that's too many minutes on him. I don't.
I'm talking about 24 to 30 minutes.
Well, then now you're talking about playing Paul 8 minutes a game?
Well, 16 to 18 minutes. I'm just saying over the period of time, there's nights Paul didn't play at all. I mean, this night's I wonder why he's even suiting up. Again, what is the goal here? The goal is to be as ready as possible to go make a playoff run the first week in November. That's the goal. It has nothing to do with now. Now, the secondary goal has to do with ping pong balls.
Right.
And the third goal is showcasing those that might help us get ping pong balls or lessen our financial load. And if you're not doing everything that you can to focus on your goals, what are you doing?
I mean, do you think Chris Paul gives you a better chance at more ping pong balls?
I think Chris Paul is an invaluable part of what we're going to look like on November 1st. I just got to decide how it is going to be best used, whether that's him playing the role as the guy on the sidelines, as the coach that plays a fair amount of minutes, but as soon as my backup point guard comes out and he sits next to him, coaches talks to him, so is Chris Paul. There's a role for that, and there's a reason why he was here, and that's part of it. Or is his role to do as I do? And if that's the role, continue it, but more minutes for dudes that are going to matter next year. Because I can tell you this, I think Keldon Johnson has cemented his role with the Spurs. He's a six man. We found that. I think over the last 3 months, we can definitively say I'm comfortable with this guy being either the sixth or the seventh guy off the bench, depending on need. And
I think so, too.
And I have no question about that. What are your thoughts about Devin? Have we clarified anything with Devin for you?
No. I mean, last night was obviously awesome.
It helps.
But there's been way more nights where it was like, what is this guy?
So shouldn't we look at the next 20 games? And so if our goals are these three, shouldn't one of them be to either highlight Devin to be moved or to really figure out, okay, what can you do here? What can you do there? And more importantly, what can you do with Steph Castle? Because he's going to be here. Chris probably isn't.
Well, and that's why I'm good if you decide you want to shut De'Aaron Fox down. I'm good if you want to cut back minutes for Harrison Barnes at this point, because I know I want Harrison Barnes on the team next year.
All I want is as healthy and as happy Harrison Barnes as possible.
Yeah,
so
but I do want, and I want to see more of the guys that I have questions about. And the one guy I keep saying his name. They don't care. He's not. I don't know what he's doing at G League or what. But Harrison Ingram was, when he came out, was a pretty advanced player. Like this is not like
he's playing well.
He's not like a long-term project guy. This is like a 20-year-old man, 21-year-old man who was like ready to I think might be older than that, ready to start playing.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to see it. I'd like to see what he's got. But again, I don't know. I don't pretend to know what the Spurs thought process is, because there's mixed signals all the time.
The G League is, City Sissoko actually had a good couple of years with the G League. He got minutes with the Spurs, came up and down. Malachi Brenham, a guy that I liked, they picked up last year, just got a 10-dayer, picked up by Charlotte. So there are eyes on the G, and then there are eyes on the Spurs, as I think they're either the best or in second place in the developmental league. So they're playing well, but it's 1,000 miles from the Austin Spurs to the San Antonio Spurs.
I get it.
I know it's only 60 miles, but it's 1,000.
But that's what I'm saying.
In talent.
If Harrison Ingram, why not see where he fits in this atmosphere? If he does,
I agree with your thought, but I'll say this: every other team has the right to go get him too.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, and nobody's gotten him. It just, there's a logjam at his position, and he's going to be in Austin for a couple of years. It's just that if you get stuck there, you're stuck. You're stuck. You spend more time there than down here.
All right, let's hit a break. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Spring Golf Classic is back. Monday, April 14th at the Golf Club of Texas. Get your slot now. $120 per person or $400 per foursome. The Spring Golf Classic, benefiting the Pan American Golf Association, is presented by Flight by Yingling, sponsored in part by Ensira.com and PPL Motorhomes. The Spring Golf Classic, Monday, April 14th. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
Hey, Rob Thompson here from my friends over at Prize Picks. The second half of the basketball season is here. The race to playoffs is on, and there's no better time to hit Prize Picks because the money, it's heating up. 1,000 times your cash, Taco Tuesdays, and the way they pay. Let me tell you, Prize Picks offers Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard for quick and easy deposits into your accounts. There's no better way to get started with Prize Picks than right now as basketball season ends. And here's the best thing about Prize Picks is you can combine different leagues. You got a favorite in the pros, you got a favorite in the college, you can put them together to really maximize your bets. And remember the code ALAMO. Remember, you download that when you sign up today. There's money to be had. No better place than Prize Picks right now. As the basketball season winds down, go for the place to get the best cash with your favorite sports. That's Prize Picks. You know what you're doing. Go play. In fact, go run your game.
Wow! Most cars and trucks can get premium ceramic window film installed by the experts at Mother's Window Tint, starting at just $199. Don't wait! Protect your ride today. Our competitors charge hundreds more, but at Mother's, you get the best quality and value. Call now or visit motherswindowtint.com to schedule your installation. With up to 60 different film options, we've got the perfect fit for every car and budget. Stop by one of our locations and see the difference for yourself. Want to boost your vehicle's security? We've got you covered with advanced systems starting at just $399. Call 210-213-2118 today and ask about our alarm specials. Since 1984, we've been the home of the tint and alarm special. Don't wait. Visit Mother's Window Tint today. Call now or go online to book your service. Your car deserves it. Mother's Window Tint. Since 1984. Call or visit motherswindowtint.com. That's motherswindowtint.com. And remember, do it at Mother's and save.
Transform your water with Connecticut. For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station, $400 off with a trade-in, and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Don't wait. The offer ends soon. Call Connecticut today.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
The moment you find out you're pregnant can be very exciting. Knowing what to do and how to get started can also be overwhelming. Healthy Start is here to help you know what to expect. You should see your doctor in the first trimester to reduce the risk of a premature birth and for a healthy pregnancy. Healthy Start is a free program that offers support and resources while you're pregnant and for your baby's first 2 years of life. For more information, call us at 210-207-4725. Get the help you need to give your baby a healthy start.
Don't let pain hold you back from living your best life. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Airrosti. At Airrosti, we're dedicated to providing fast, effective relief from pain. Whether you've been dealing with a chronic discomfort for years or have recently suffered an injury, our goal is to help you recover quickly. Our treatment is all natural, non-invasive, and covered by most insurance plans. With convenient locations nearby, relief is just a call away. Visit Airrosti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Airrosti, we fix pain fast.
The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm, how can I help?
Hola, mi esposo se lastimó en un accidente ayer. ¿Me puede ayudar?
Claro que sí. Estamos aquí para servirle.
I'm Jeff Davis. At Davis Law Firm, we're here for you 24/7. Our team of Texas attorneys has been helping people injured in car, truck, or 18-wheeler wrecks for more than 25 years. And there's no fee unless we win. Y hablamos español. If you've been hurt, call us at 444-4444.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
If you missed the Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you missed this.
Yeah, I worked hard this morning, Minix. We have a doggy door. Well, the flaps were like malfunctioning.
Bad to have malfunctioning flaps.
Yes, the dogs would go outside and the flap would stay up. Maggie ordered some, and I installed those bad boys today. And I must say, pretty damn good. 4 screws on each side.
Four screws for malfunctioning flaps.
It was harder than you think.
Right home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Wesley says Bismack needs to be signed next season too. I don't know about that. I know someone who does that job needs to be signed. Bismack's like 1 million years old. I don't know that he's on the same timeline with these guys, but
I'll say this. Pop always has a guy like this.
It helps.
I mean, no, I'm talking about a 40-year-old big. I mean, there's always one of those floating around.
He's cheap.
And, so why not? But like you just said, there's a whole bunch of guys do exactly what he does, probably for a little bit less and have a little bit more bounce.
Yeah, and probably, might be around more than a year or two if you want one.
One more, though. What a testament. This cat was off the street,
Yep.
Just a couple
Kudos.
of weeks ago, so stepped in and is doing very, very Spurs things for a guy who hadn't been a Spur very long.
Yeah, very impressive. Elsewhere in the association last night, you saw a comeback victory for the Phoenix Suns, who were down. How many were they down? They were down 19 going into the fourth quarter last night, and won that game 119 to 117. I don't know if that's more of a wow, what a comeback for the Suns, or what a melt by the Clippers.
I'm going to put it there. I'm going to put that as an absolute utter collapse.
That is pretty rough. But KD, 34 points, 4 assists, 7 boards for the day. Just kind of willed them in the fourth quarter. Zubac was the best player for the Clippers last night. 35 points, 10 boards in the loss. But your boy, your favorite player, James Harden, 5 of 14 from the field. Just a rough night for him.
Hall of Famer,
Hall of Famer, James Harden. Phoenix broke their 10-game, I think it was a 10-game losing streak. What a mess they've been. And on top of being like, have the expectations that they had a 7-game losing streak. The expectations that they had coming into the season, it's like, I don't know if there's been a bigger disappointment in the NBA.
No, not even close.
I guess maybe Philly is in that discussion.
I mean, they can blame injuries.
Yeah, you're right.
Phoenix can't blame anything but themselves.
Yeah, they're an absolute train wreck. But they get a win last night, and you're starting to see like it earlier. I say earlier, like there was a time. Obviously, that it happens as time goes on. The gap between the haves and the have-nots in the West was less. It was less distinct. And now you're starting to see.
Yeah, we're rounding in for them.
There was a time where I was like, I could see 6 or 7 teams from this conference win it, and now I'm like,
the chaff is floating away. Yeah, we're getting to. Well, and this is pretty typical. But Phoenix is one of those teams that even now, even after all this, they still got enough firepower that if they get motivated, maybe it's because everybody hates their coach. They're just going to win it despite him.
Yeah.
But you can't put them to bed yet. It's still Devin Booker and Kevin Durant. I mean, there's still a little bit of there.
But it's been them all year.
I know.
And
I'm not saying it's going to happen, but if anybody could do it, it's them. So, and if I work off that premise, then I have to work off the premise that Kevin Durant is still a top 5 player in the world and ain't going to leave that top 5 place for another couple, 3-4 years. He is obviously leaving Phoenix. There's no way this is going to work out the way it sits. Now, I just can't imagine a way he stays.
Oh, you mean after they said they would trade him for Jimmy Butler and got rejected somehow?
Well, yeah, that. I think that they're going to all work together, and he's going to give them the wish list, and players always get what they want if they play nice. I think we have to start looking at Kevin Durant as we talk about our Spurs as a viable, quick elevator to the top. He wants to leave. Last night was such a case in point. He put that team on his back. Devin didn't have a great game, 18 points. I mean, it was good enough, but nothing extraordinary. That was Kevin Durant on 5, and he can still do it.
Yeah. I remember saying KD on the Spurs would be interesting a couple months ago, and everybody on the Brigade Bar got real mad at me about it.
I'm not saying it's something I'm chasing. I'm just saying that it is going to be a heavy part of the conversation because he's no fool. He's going to give 4 teams that he wants to go to, and he'll name teams with a capital that can come back. He's not going to name an impossible destination.
Right.
And the Spurs have a whole bunch of capital and a whole bunch of money to spend. So it's kind of a natural fit, and it seems to be you'd be bringing Wemby's Patronus. He'd be bringing his spirit animal. I mean, everything Wemby has ever wanted to be is Kevin Durant.
The downside to that is I remember saying there were people who were saying, oh, you can't possibly get De'Aaron Fox without giving up Steph Castle. And I was like, no, I'm not doing it. I think it'll be tough for them to get a guy like Kevin Durant without throwing in a Steph Castle.
I think you could get away with it because of the sheer volume of number ones you could just throw at them.
Maybe.
I mean, you could just throw the nebulous ones for the next 5 years. I mean, you could literally and not give up anything on your team. Now, you'd have to for salary cap stuff. But if you wanted to keep Castle in this circumstance, you probably could by just money whipping him. Just like, all right, how about another number one, and you pick your guy.
But the wild thing is where the Phoenix Suns sit right now. Phoenix is closer to San Antonio in the standings than they are to the play-in. And if you had said that at the beginning of the season, it's like you would have gotten laughed at. A lot of people thought Phoenix was going to be Western Conference Final team this year.
And they should have been. Well, I mean, there's still holes, but there's enough there that they should just be so much better. It's a colossal failure by everybody who's touched this, from the coach, from Bud to the ownership to anybody involved. You should never be this bad with Kevin Durant and Devin Booker. I don't care what else is going on in the world. Those two dudes alone are worth 35 wins. Alone.
Kevin Durant last night, there was a moment on the sideline where he was barking at Budenholzer, and Budenholzer grabbed Kevin Durant by the forearm and tried to stop him, and KD jerked away and walked to the bench. Then he turned around and yelled at him some more, and then KD had to defend it in the postgame. He said, that's what usually happens when you don't know the dynamics of a relationship. You catch something on TV, you get a quote, and now you're pushing the narrative as if me and Bud don't do that bleep all the time. We're competitive as two individuals who want to see things done the right way, and sometimes my way ain't the way that Bud wants to do it, and vice versa. He allows me as a player on the team, a veteran on the team, to voice my opinion. If we both didn't care, we would never have stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad that the win is going to sweep all that stupid stuff under the rug, because people couldn't wait. Even some people in Phoenix, in here, couldn't wait to run with that and say, this is the reason why the team ain't playing well, because of this specific thing. But come on, man. That shows that me and Bud really care about trying to right the ship and trying to win basketball games. Now, they do. It is often that these two guys seem to yell at each other.
You're in a dysfunctional relationship, Kevin. What are you talking about? This isn't good. You shouldn't be proud of the fact that you feel comfortable enough to scream back at your coach on the sidelines, where it can get almost physical. That's nothing to be proud of. You're in a bad relationship, brother. You need to see what a real one looks like. This isn't good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's all good to me. Like, I understand what KD's saying. It's clear you both care. I don't mind the fire. But when it's happening on a team that's, like I said, closer to the Spurs than they are to the play-in, it's hard to be like, oh, everything's fine and dandy, because can't possibly be fine and dandy.
It's not fine. Don't act like it is. I mean, you're in an altercation, and this is also on the heels of stories with Bud and Devin Booker. He got on Booker for doing the same stuff, for being too loud in the huddle. This is a couple weeks ago. You can act like, you know what, we're such men that we can argue in public. You're such men that you're arguing in public. You're nosediving. Your team's awful. I'm surprised you are where you are. So if you're going to take pride in the fact that our relationship is so sturdy that we can get into a fight in those losses, when we're getting our ass kicked by 20, I feel comfortable enough to yell at my coach.
I'm surprised Budenholzer, when he grabbed Kevin Durant's forearm, didn't snap it in half like a twig.
That's the other fear.
That would be worrisome for me. Let's hit a break. When we come back, you know what? We've got the worst luck. Yesterday at about I don't know. We got off air at what, 9:55 or 9:56, something like that.
And normally pressers at about 9:45.
At about 9:58, I got an alert on my phone that Kyrie Irving was done for the year. We'll talk about that. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I got to tell you about Karbach Brewing. When Eric came in here, Eric Warner, the brewmeister from Karbach, came in here. He was talking about San Antonio and how when Karbach first branched out of Houston, when they first sent the first kegs outside of that city, they said San Antonio was where it had to go. And they made this a priority market. And that's why now you can find Karbach all over San Antonio. And I'm not just talking about like at H-E-B or Specs. It is literally everywhere in the city, from bars to restaurants. I mean, you go to most of these places, most of these restaurants, you sit down. If they don't have a tap with Karbach on it, they've got cans sitting in the cooler under the bar. It is just all over the place, from the Love Street to the Hopadillo, which is their flagship IPA. Love Street is their best-selling Kolsch-style blonde. That is the one that you're going to find most often around town. And then Crawford Bach and Ziegenbach also, you're going to find that quite a bit as well. But there's something for everybody's taste, and you can even find the seasonals occasionally hiding around town. So next time you're out for dinner, you're out hanging with the boys at the bar, go ahead and ask your bartender to please make it a Karbach.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Looks like a new trouble spot on the south side at 35 northbound Division. It's a stall right lane stop and go from Military Drive. Loop 410 westbound between Austin Highway to Perrin Vital. That's an accident. Right lane median is blocked. That's causing a 10-12 minute delay. Has you slow from Randolph Boulevard. 90 eastbound at 35 on the west side. That wreck has been moved off the main lane, now off to the shoulder. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Jackson Hewitt. It matters who does your taxes. Jackson Hewitt makes taxes feel like a yacht rock song. Get your max tax refund guaranteed, and new customers get $100 to switch. Don't miss the boat. Book an appointment with experts today. Limited time offer for new clients. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com.
Joel, it's fantastic to be a local business here in San Antonio.
Sure is, Nigel.
We always say, from the outhouse to the penthouse, we can plumb it and we can cool it.
And all that at a fair price with one easy phone call to 210-651-5899.
See, Joel, I told you I could do it without clowning around.
So what's with the red nose?
You can let go now. That's not funny.
Quarter Moon Plumbing and AC, 210-651-5899.
License number M16004, TACLA 141074E.
At Diamonds Direct, our experts go the extra mile to ensure you have the tools to say I do with absolute confidence. Our promise to you is a completely risk-free shopping experience, rooted in transparency, education, and integrity. No pressure, no intimidation, just clarity and confidence in your purchase. But we're about more than just price. Everything is backed by our exclusive guarantees. Put our tools to the test against any competitor, and our expert staff will ensure you get the very best overall value and unforgettable experience. Learn more at DiamondsDirect.com. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion.
Start your wellness journey with the YMCA. Join any Monday in March and enjoy no joining fees. Get a sneak peek of what the Y has to offer as their guest on Monday, March 17th. Don't miss out. No join fees any Monday in March. Join the YMCA today and save towards your wellness journey.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay. Things people love.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
When it comes to great deals on tax prep, Jackson Hewitt isn't holding back, and neither is this commercial. Their offer is so big, it has to be said with Reverb. Expert tax prep for $149 or less. It's a deal so spectacular, it needs a symphony, some explosions, and a clock ticking, because this offer, $149 or less. And soon, one expert tax prep for $149 or less. Try Jackson Hewitt today and save. Whew. Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Progressive knows if you have to choose between everyday life and your boat, boat wins.
What are you going to do? Take the boat out for a spin or go mail something? Boat wins! Are we cleaning the patio or taking the boat out fishing? Boat wins! Are we skipping that eye exam to go sailing? Boat wins!
Rescheduling eye exams can be a nightmare.
All right, fine. Eye exam, then boat.
Yeah! With Progressive, you can bundle your boat with your home or auto and save with a discount and spend more time enjoying those savings on your boat. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states and situations.
For decades, Rudy's has been serving Texans incredible barbecue. But they've also been a community champion as well. And now when you visit any of their 4 San Antonio locations, just make a $10 donation to the Puppy Food Bank. And you'll receive a certificate valid for $15 in free barbecue and 2 soft drinks. So do the numbers. That's a $22 value for just $10. You'll enjoy great barbecue for less, and Puppy Food Bank can save more pet lives. Thank you, Rudy's.
Methodist Care Now Urgent Care has 18 locations throughout San Antonio, open 7 days a week. From injuries and illnesses to school and sports physicals, Care Now Urgent Care is here to help you feel better fast. Find a location near you at carenow.com and use our convenient web check-in today.
The Gomez Law Firm has been San Antonio's trusted law firm for 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us today. Jose, tell us about the cases you all specialize in.
We do ride-sharing cases, we do 18-wheeler cases, work injuries. We will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you or your family have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, you need to visit joegomezlaw.com. Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
This is Jason Minix, and you're listening to the home of the Texas Rangers, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's not the first of the month, though.
I know. I didn't want to wait till the first.
You're confusing a bunch of people here who are like going out and spending a bunch of money they don't got.
Yeah, the first was on the weekend, and I didn't want to wait a whole other month.
Fair enough. Smoking blunts and sipping on 40 ounces again.
40s on the first.
Man.
All like the brigade bar.
Payday.
Like the brigade bar this morning.
They sipping on 40s?
They are
smoking
about it.
Sipping on 40s?
They're smoking.
Children.
According to some ESPN hack, it would cost Devin Keldon 2 firsts and 2 seconds.
Not gonna do it.
We hear one guy say, do the deal. And then we see another guy say, Durant's a cancer. Don't devote all your chips to his old fading skill set.
That's my retort.
Well, I mean,
but I'll pay for it.
I can see both sides.
I'm willing to pay. I'm just not willing to overpay. Now let's talk.
2 firsts, Devin and Keldon?
My point of view is if I'm Phoenix, I'm in full rebuild mode. Now, I can do it with
players or picks.
With players or picks. I think Devin Booker's probably going to be a Phoenix Sun for life. I think they're going to end up probably paying him. So that precludes somebody else you're going to chase. If I'm Ishbia, if I'm whoever the next general manager of the Phoenix Suns is going to be, because there's going to be a new one by the time anything happens, I don't want either one of those guys. I want your picks, and I want a lot of them because those are not only valuable today, but they're a commodity to trade later. And I'd rather turn that one, number one into 1 and a 2 later or 1 and a player later. That's if I'm in the rebuild mode. I'm not chasing. I'll chase Steph Castle. Yeah, I'll stick on that, but I'm not chasing all three a bunch of average dudes. Why?
Well, but I mean, if you're taking a bunch of picks, you're more likely to get the average dudes back. Otherwise, you're taking the better players and getting fewer picks. It's just a matter of what you prioritize.
Yeah.
They can probably get better offers than the Spurs would be willing to give up.
I agree.
Is my
but
guess.
I do think that we are going to be very much in the middle of the conversation in June and July when it really does come up.
Chris says, I give Devin and Keldon and keep the draft picks. Yeah, that doesn't work. That's where the Suns laugh at you.
Yeah.
Now, if you say we'll give up Castle and you keep some draft picks, that's a different story. But
I think that the ask if I'm Phoenix is I want Castle, couple number ones, and I'll give you some salary cap relief. Who do you want to get rid of?
But the Spurs don't really have a guy like that.
I know. So, and I'm not really willing to give up on Castle either. But I'll tell you, if they're willing to sweeten it with something else, I just look at what Kevin Durant did last night. And if we're really looking at, we got to win and we got to set some ground rules to keep Wemby around for a long time, this would certainly help because you'd have time for him to get one early and then retool on Durant's exit and do it again.
And the thing about Kevin Durant, and I know he's a polarizing figure, but at the end of the day, Kevin Durant is still one of the 5 best offensive players in the league.
And in history, yes. He's the human cheat code, the likes of which we have never seen before.
And it would take a lot of when you add guys like Fox and Durant, suddenly Wemby does not have to be your first option all the time on offense.
Get one early and then get one late when he's ready to be the dude in 5 years. Kevin Durant joins this team next year. The odds, we're probably not even money, but real close to be in the finals. You just don't add a guy like that.
They're one of the top 5 in the odds,
yes,
for sure. If Wemby's healthy and KD were here, they would be top 5 in the odds.
It's a pipe dream, and we're probably a little early on this, but I guarantee you, when it does come to fruition, and it looks like this little Phoenix thing's about to burn down in the next week. It looks like this is going to get ugly fast. That it might happen sooner than later, but the Spurs are going to be part of this conversation.
The Dallas Mavericks things are unraveling quickly for Dallas, who was probably, maybe pretty happy to be where they were in the standings despite all the dysfunction from this season. And now they've lost 4 out of 5. Things are certainly unraveling. And now, we just talked about their ill-timed email out to season ticket holders. Now Kyrie's out for the season. This is going to end up being a rough last 20 games or whatever it is left, and it's going to be a tough sell that this team is close to getting good again next year. Because you got to remember, Kyrie.
Oh, he's gone for a year and a half.
Yeah, and also remember, Kyrie's not young.
Yeah, he's got. Yeah, that's
like when he comes
2 years
back
before we see
what's he going to be.
A legitimate. Well, yeah, he'll never be what he was. AJ, in your long and sports fandom and business career, have you ever seen a thing like what's happened to Dallas happen? Now, I've seen in baseball, I remember Huizinga would dismantle Miami every periodically. But that was on purpose. And some of this was on purpose. But I've never seen a team in any sport go from second place, NBA Finals, to this in this short amount of time. I've never witnessed a franchise literally collapse upon itself like this fast. I've seen a degrade. I've seen things fall apart slowly, but I've never watched a trade happen. You get in one game, he's done for what could be the year. The guy that's supposed to carry you now, he's done for 2 years. You add that on with your other starters that have been on and off injury all season long. You add that in with the coach not knowing this was happening. Then a ticket price raise, all within a month.
Now, I only know about this from I didn't live through this, so I'm kind of I don't know if this is fair, but the Oilers went to a Super Bowl and they lost the Super Bowl. And then the next year, this was in the 70s. I want to say 73.
Oilers never went to a Super Bowl.
Or they went to an AFC Championship.
Yeah, I remember that run.
They went to the AFC Championship game. They lost that game, and then the next year they went 1-15, and it was like a total, or 1-13, whatever it was, how many games they played back then. But you're right, though. It is very rare that.
I mean, some of it's willful. You traded away the guy that you're. I heard Michael Wilbon put it the best I've heard. I want to make sure he gets credit for this. And I think he hit it on the head. I think Dallas Maverick fan had resigned themselves to the fact that this team was always going to be really, really good. And they might get a title if things work out right. But that was secondary. They've already been to the finals. Most of this generation still remembers Dirk in the ring. But no matter what was going to happen, Dallas fan had 77 jersey. They had a jersey that a generation of kids could go to games, could idolize. You know, close was good enough, but you'd always be close enough. And you went from every kid having to put away their jersey after Christmas to a ticket raise, to the dude you brought in is hurt, to everybody else is hurt. And then let's put on the top the ownership transition all within a year. I've never seen a franchise in any sport do things to themselves on purpose and have other things happen just because of bad karma, I guess, in this short amount of time.
I remember
short of a death.
When the Raiders went to the Super Bowl and they had traded John Gruden, and like the Bucks won the Super Bowl that
with
year
their plays.
Yeah, and then I think the Raiders went on like a historically bad run after that. Like they were in the Super Bowl, and like that's why everybody was like, oh, John Gruden must be something special because the Raiders were they won like 8 games in the next 3 years. But yeah, no, it's difficult to go from like top of the mountain to this, and it is a lot of it is certainly, you can't say all of it. A lot of it is self-inflicted wounds.
Absolutely, it is. Just not only the ticket price raise, that's on the heels of you can't say anything to the fan cam or you get thrown out of the building. It's just
it's
an
embarrassing.
Absolute case study on how not to do things. Like at every turn, whether on purpose or just by fate, you did wrong. Everything you did was wrong.
Yeah. And again, you're losing your team. You know, like you're not your team. You're losing your fan base. Like there's guys. And I said this when they first did it. As soon as you start throwing guys out of the building for criticizing anybody, those fans never come back.
No, and then a week later you raise ticket prices.
No, the Mavericks are a complete disaster right now. They're going to finish sub 500 this year. That's almost a given. They're 2 games over it right now, and 20-something games left, 20 games left. They're going to be below 500. And this team was so close last year.
Yep. And next year when they do get most of their guys back, they're not going to get their guy back. They're not going to get Kyrie back. So the thing that was going to run this motor, he ain't going to be back. And when he does finally get back, you're still dealing with what's a neck-up problem, which is always Kyrie, which has turned the page over the last couple of years. And then you're dealing with neck down with a bad knee, Kyrie.
I will say this, and we don't really mention it, but Anthony Davis, when healthy, will be the best player on this team.
Yes, which is unfortunate because he's nearly 40 years old. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You everything about this, even when you try to shine a bright light on it, yes, when you get everybody healthy, you're going to be the biggest basketball team I've ever seen. That front line is going to be all 7-footers. But you're a year away, and your best guy's a year away from being hurt. You lost your point guard. You have no barometer, and now you got no fans.
Yeah, it's getting ugly there.
I'm going to revel in it. This is great.
They're at Milwaukee tonight. My guess is things don't go well for them tonight either. But you know what? I'm not going to feel sorry for Mavericks fan. Let's see. He's
going to have to turn in that rented BMW.
It don't be working out.
That Rolay battery's going to run out.
Sometimes it be like that.
Sometimes that fake gold gets a little green on your wrist, Todd.
Where's my?
Is it there?
I don't know where my page is. Sometimes it don't be working out. I don't know. They always move my stuff around. It drives me crazy.
I know. Look.
No, it's not on my page.
Oh, there's that one.
I know, but I can't find my. Sometimes it don't be working out. Oh, here it is. Here it is.
It don't be working out.
Sometimes.
That's story of Dallas.
Yep. Everybody in Dallas right now, just don't be working out.
You know what? Right now, the smartest team in that whole city is the Cowboys.
Well, how dare you, sir? What about the Texas Rangers?
They did yesterday. The Cowboys can go, check mark.
I mean, the Rangers can say, we've got a chance to win the title this year.
That's right. we're this much closer to a title.
Yeah, the Cowboys couldn't do it. Mavericks ain't going to be able to do it. We've got a chance to win the title. Now, it's not a real chance, but they can say that. They can market that. Yeah, we will.
The Rangers. We're just average.
The Rangers. We're not as bad as we used to be.
I want to say it.
There you go.
The term I want to use, I cannot come up with a more applicable term than what I want to use, but I can't. I'm not allowed to say it.
About
I've
what?
gotten in trouble for saying it.
Oh, the tallest little person?
See, and that's what the Rangers are right now.
Yeah.
Come watch us. We're the tallest little person in the room.
Yeah. I don't know how the Stars are doing. I think they're actually pretty good. But so maybe they've got a chance. I don't know. Yeah, Stars are the second best team in the West.
There we go. All right.
Well,
okay.
There's some upside there, some sunlight.
Stars, second best team in the West.
Best team in the West. We play a game on ice.
That's right. Is it cold in your building? I don't know.
We won't throw you out.
We play when the Mavericks don't.
There you go. Where ticket prices are the same.
Although I'm seeing here Dallas has traded their two best players for Wayne Gretzky.
Oh, good.
There you go. Ta-da!
Wait, is it Wayne Gretzky 60? Big deal.
He looks pretty good, though.
Still good, though.
He still got it.
More than I got.
Still got it. All right. When we come back, we will talk about the NFL, talk about the moves that the Cowboys made yesterday. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Riding the work with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. It's the Morning Huddle, KTFM Floresville.
This report is sponsored by Jackson Hewitt. It matters who does your taxes. Jackson Hewitt makes taxes feel like a yacht rock song. Get your max tax refund guaranteed, and new customers get $100 to switch. Don't miss the boat. Book an appointment with experts today. Limited time offer for new clients, participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com.
I can't believe how spotless my floors look after using the Swiffer Power Mop. No more dragging around a heavy mop and messy bucket. Now I get the same deep clean without all the work. Thanks to the powerful solution and scrubbing pad of the Swiffer Power Mop, dirt and grime don't stand a chance, and I don't break a sweat. Mic drop. Mop drop.
Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop.
A smarter way to mop. Try it or your money back.
You've decided to divorce. I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you're worried about getting the bills paid, childcare, and your divorce, we'll help make it simple, painless, and affordable.
Your future matters. Call the law office of Steve Benke.
Call 210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-505-9603, 800-505-9603, 800-505-9603.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at TSAOG.com.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay. Things people love.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio where I've practiced for more than 30 years. And San Antonio has really grown since I started practicing law. The risk of injury in a car crash today is greater than it's ever been because every day we're forced to share our roads with 80,000-pound 18-wheelers and some truly dangerous drivers. If you or a family member is injured in a car crash, know this. The insurance companies are mobilized against you. They have highly trained adjusters and a long roster of attorneys with one job: pay as little as possible. Their techniques are extensive, and I believe you have zero chance of obtaining a fair recovery on your own. If you're involved in a car crash, you need to hire an attorney as soon as possible after the collision and before you speak to the insurance company's adjusters. Now, I do not have a comic book nickname. I do not call myself the Law Eagle, the Tiger Lawyer, the Law Chupacabra. I think the practice of law needs to be taken more seriously. If you've been injured, call me, Jason Thompson, for a free consultation. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400, or my website, alawyerforus.com.
The moment you find out you're pregnant can be very exciting. Knowing what to do and how to get started can also be overwhelming. Healthy Start is here to help you know what to expect. You should see your doctor in the first trimester to reduce the risk of a premature birth and for a healthy pregnancy. Healthy Start is a free program that offers support and resources while you're pregnant and for your baby's first 2 years of life. For more information, call us at 210-207-4725. Get the help you need to give your baby a healthy start.
Check engine light on? Take the guesswork out of your check engine light with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. As you get into your commute, the heaviest delay is on 35 northeast side of town, Schertz area. Southbound 35 Schertz Parkway, 2 left lanes blocked with an accident. Traffic is stopped from Schwab Road, so this is an hour delay, 60 minutes. Avoid it if at all possible. 410 westbound Austin Highway to Parent Vital, accident taking up the right lane, and a stall at 35 northbound Division south side, right lane blocked. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
The San Antonio Spurs got back in the W column, taking down the Brooklyn Nets last night, 127-113, paced by Devin Vassell's 37 points. Franchise Day came and went yesterday, and the Dallas Cowboys were busy. They restructured the contract of Pro Bowl wide receiver CeeDee Lamb, which created $20 million in salary cap space. They also came to a deal with defensive tackle Osa Odigizua. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hump day! Hump day!
It's hump hour. We have made it. We are officially on the downward slide, baby.
Oh, yeah. Vic, what are you going to do with your weekend?
I don't know yet. Haven't thought about it.
Dude, it's time to think about it now. It's 8 o'clock on Wednesday.
It's almost.
Party and yeah!
No, that's Friday. We saved that.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
We only have to do that once.
And I'll do it at 6 a.m.
Yeah, we'll get it out of the way.
All right. Yeah, I don't know
It'll
what.
be a big weekend.
Oh,
Stuff happening.
You're judging chili.
That's right. I got a chili cook-off to.
I'm so jealous.
Judge.
I can't go to that. I wanted to do that. I am instead going to be at a baby shower.
So it's not a gender reveal; it's a baby shower.
It's a baby shower, and my wife knows, like, the one thing that I don't know what I hate more. I think I hate weddings more because they last longer.
Well, at least there's booze at the end.
That's true. Well, and that's I'll get to that. But I don't like weddings. I don't like to go to weddings. I just refuse to go to baby showers. Like I tell my wife, I don't do this. I don't go to baby showers
where they wrap up like the Tootsie Roll and those games are stupid.
And now this is my brother's baby shower.
But I will give some credit. This is actually a cool idea. At least there was some thought given to people like you.
Yeah. So they're doing it at a brewery. Which
there you go.
See? Respect, right?
All right.
It's hard to bitch. At least they're trying.
My wife sent me the invite, and I was like, so wait, I have to go? And she's like, well, I can't go, so yeah, it's your brother. You have to go.
Yeah, you do kind of got to go.
Brother, you have to go
yeah, you kind of got to go.
That's not true. If my wife was going, I wouldn't have to go.
Well, you have to have a representative from the from the clan arrive.
Yeah. Do you want to go, Vic?
Nah.
They got there's going to be beer.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm not a drinker.
Oh, damn it.
If they had a lot of Coke Zero.
You know what? I'll buy you. I'll buy you a 12-pack of Coke Zero.
Buy you a case and a cooler to put it in.
Yeah. All you got to do is show up, hand over a gift.
Is it for a boy or a girl?
They have no idea.
Oh, so it's not a gender reveal.
No,
they don't know the gender.
They're not.
We're just talking.
They're gonna wait till it's born.
Wow.
Wise. Old school.
I don't like it.
I have too much anxiety. For
I
that.
do too. I don't like it. I don't. It's not even my kid, and I'm like, well, how are you gonna be ready?
Did you know?
Of course, I knew as soon as I could possibly know.
We didn't know the first one. We wanted to be surprised. Second one.
No, I knew on all my three.
I had to know because if it was a girl, I wanted to abort it because I didn't think it would be proper to kill it as soon as it came out.
You didn't want to coach a softball team. You
no,
wanted to be in baseball.
I grew up in a culture, an Eastern Asian culture where you just kill the firstborn, and I didn't want to be like that. I wanted to change the cycle, break the cycle. So
got it.
I was going to abort it if it was a girl, but luckily it was a boy.
Yeah.
No, I kid. No, I just wanted to know because I wanted to be as prepared as possible.
Well, back when back in the mid '90s, they weren't as accurate as they are now. I knew at least one couple that thought they were headed one way, and it was not. The stem wasn't on the apple.
Yeah,
put it that way.
Automatic, Vic. This is probably news for you.
What?
He says THC works well for anxiety. Have you ever tried that?
One time.
Why don't you put down those Doritos and listen?
I tried it one time.
The guys in this room, we don't partake in that nonsense. This is a drug-free program here, and it's going to stay that way.
Yep.
It's going to stay that way.
So is it in Shiner?
It's in Shiner, yeah. So I'm going to head out. That'll be my Saturday. Instead of judging chili, I'm going to be.
We're not going to be that far apart.
Where's the chili contest?
I think it's kind of closer to Floresville, I think.
I mean, honestly, depending on what time this thing is, I don't even know what time it is. I got to ask my wife. But if I can get out of there early, if I can swing by and try a couple things of chili, I'll be a judge. I'll help. I'll help
out.
Was
it beans or no beans? What was
you know what? The guy that's putting it on.
Okay. Is it a no beans?
I said, I'm happy to judge. I'm actually an award winner myself, but I will tell you that I do appreciate beans and chili. And he goes, thank goodness. I'm glad to hear that. So do I. All right, we're on the same page.
Hey, listen, I like beans with chili. I like chili. I like chili without beans. I can do it either way.
Yeah, me too.
To me, like the only difference is like if you call it Texas chili, it doesn't have beans. But it doesn't make beans in your chili not good. There's like a place for beans in chili.
Yeah, there's places in the world they put chocolate in chili, and there's places they put chili on spaghetti, skyline chili. So yeah,
but if it's Texas chili, it doesn't have beans. But
I'm in Texas. I make chili. I just don't make Texas chili.
Right, and I've tasted Rob's bean-filled chili.
It's seething with beans.
It's good.
Oozing with them.
It's a good beanie chili. I enjoyed it.
Do you have a secret ingredient?
I smoked them. Well, I smoked the meatballs.
Beans. What?
I smoked the meatballs.
So yeah, so there's like a little bit of crust on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. He does a good job, man. He does a good job. When I make chili, I don't use ground meat. I break down.
Do you like chili meat or?
I use ground meat and I ball it up and I smoke it.
That's a good call. Yeah, I use like a chopped meat, like a
pellet smoker or regular stick burner.
Well, both, but if I have the wherewithal, I use the Traeger because I don't want to work. I'm not gonna lie.
Lazy barbecue.
I'm a lazy.
That's true, man. It is. The Traeger has made it like
I'm lazy.
No, you can because you graduated from the old school.
I have access to two. I got a box and an offset. So
okay. Yeah.
I used to believe I sold my offset when I moved because I literally couldn't transport it. It was like my dad had it made for me. It was out of.
Is it on wheels?
No, it was made out of pipe casing, like oil filled pipe casing, and it was like it was massive. And I mean, this thing weighed I don't even know
how many briskets fit in it.
Probably 7 or 8.
Full
body.
Yeah, I mean it was huge. But it's like, well, I can't really move this thing.
I don't
to
know
Vegas.
anybody that moves any of the. It's just dirty, and you don't want to set it up again. Those are things. You just
once it's
now,
there,
I think once I get here, especially if I have some property, I'll get another an offset.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, like the Traeger. So I say Traeger. I don't have a Traeger brand. Mine's a local Houston brand. It's called Pits and Spits.
Oh, it's not Flager?
No. It's like a heavy duty kind of version of it. So it's very nice, but my wife uses it. She it's easy for her to use. It's easy for everybody to use.
There you go.
And it really is like the lazy man's way to cook. Now I do appreciate the idea. I used to stay up all hours of the night working on a brisket.
Every now and again, I want to prove my mettle. It's kind of like once a year you gotta make time. You got to make weight.
You got to wake. You miss the times of waking up at like 2 in the morning to adjust the
once
fire.
a year, twice a year, you got to go out and you got to refresh yourself on the chops of tendering your coals and watching your smoke,
watching
and
the temp,
and doing all those kind of things that made you want to do this in the first place. But then you realize, man, Traegers were a good idea.
Yeah.
Whoever thought of this needs some kind of award.
Yeah.
I went and did an internship at a barbecue spot in Houston. Like I spent a weekend like learning how to work the fire properly. Like I learned stuff that I've been doing for years.
Yeah,
I was like, no, you don't. That's
love
wrong.
to do that. The idea of how you manage your coals, that's an art far beyond anything I was going to be able to master in 20 years. You know, so
I could get a Traeger.
I would love to go learn more about.
And the other thing, I got so much better at trimming brisket in that week. I trimmed probably 50 briskets that weekend.
YouTube University
And
a lot.
And man, like getting a good trim.
You appreciate a good decal after that.
Yeah, there you go.
Once you get your hands on a good decal, you know what your hands are for.
I don't put my hand on the decal.
You put a good decal in your mouth, you know what you're doing.
All hands on decal. Behan and AJ, are you allowed to have a grill at your apartment? No. I mean, there's like a community grill, but I don't go out into the community.
Those don't count.
That's where they've been sacrificing.
So you don't want nobody touching your office.
When I want barbecue,
I just thumb in there.
I just drive to Austin.
Yeah.
Well, there's 2 M's. There's a couple places.
There's 2 M's.
Yeah.
I drive away from my house. Let's just say that. There's no place around me that I'm.
It's
looking
hard to
eat
argue
the
if you said, well, I only eat at La Barbecue.
It's a good place to eat.
That's all you eat. I
Yep.
only eat barbecue at a Michelin-starred restaurant to eat.
It's my favorite one.
It's a good one to eat.
But you know what, man? This is the thing that happens. We have nice things, and then something like a Michelin star happens, and then
then
it's a lot harder to get into, and like we had to wait in line for 30 minutes to get in there.
The prices go up.
I used to say the best thing about La Barbecue was their barbecue is just as good, if not better, than Franklin, and there's almost never a line. And now there's going to always be a line.
We're surrounded by people from out of state.
Yeah, a bunch of Yankees, like
Canadians.
Yeah,
Torontons.
Yeah, brisket.
Yeah.
I'll have some brisket.
Do you have horse?
You got any moose?
Moose.
Oh, up in Ottawa, we smoke a moose, and it's
with maple syrup.
It'll last you, man. It'll last you. All right, the Dallas Cowboys making move. You know what? I was ready to poop on them today for giving Osa a franchise tag and making it all guaranteed money. They finally did something like before a deadline, and didn't have to overpay, which again, whether or not you think Osa's worth the money that they're giving him is
exactly what you got. A
different conversation. He's a 4-year, $80 million deal. It's going to be about 58 of it is guaranteed. I think Osa's a good player. I don't know if he's like a a game changer, but it's better than putting the freaking franchise tag on him and making all of his money for next year count toward the salary cap, which the Cowboys just could not afford to do.
So they made room for that. They restructured. What if we knew that CD thing was coming? So they that was already, what did they call it? They enacted. I mean, it was a process that was already built into the contract. So
They say it created $20 million salary cap
put some
space.
money down, save some other money with the Digazua. They keep Brock Hoffman around. Wanye Thomas tells me that there's probably some vet safety might be on his way out. Former Aggie might be done. There was not a thing that they did yesterday that anybody could quibble with. I don't care who you are, whether you are the biggest Cowboy hater for all the things that they do financially and how they handle their business. They did everything appropriate for the time. Now, there's still things to be done, but when free agency starts next week, they've got money in the bank and a little bit of wiggle room. The next step is get the Micah thing done, whatever that
One
thing
way or the
is,
other.
whether
That's
it's
it.
gone or stayed. Priority number one is that has to happen next. And so far, so good if you're a Micah fan for staying. They've got a little bit of money to play with.
Yeah, the restructure for CD kind of tells me they want to keep Micah.
And I'm down, but do
I am
it
too.
fast.
But yeah, don't wait. Don't sit around and wait and wait and wait. All it's going to do is cost you. Yeah, I don't know. Again, I think Osa's a good player. $80 million for okay. They couldn't really afford to lose him. I'll say that.
They got him for the market. They got him at market. I mean, that it's hard to argue that. No, they didn't get a steal, but in 3 years it'll feel like a steal.
We'll see.
I mean, if it,
listen,
the
the guy gets on the field. I got to give him credit. He
and
stays on the field. It's a half the battle.
And
right
if
now.
you can draft a lineman that actually can make your team, keep him because you haven't been very good at that.
Automatic says is Lance gone. Rush should be sent packing. Also, both of them are unrestricted free agents. I would assume that. I mean, there's almost no way Trey Lance comes back. I don't know what the Cowboys will do with Cooper Rush.
You keep him.
Do you?
You got a quarterback that hadn't completed. Yeah, you keep him.
You got a new coach. I'd ask Coach, hey, what are you looking for in a backup quarterback?
Hey, how many other backup quarterbacks in the league can boast the wins that he's gotten? Been consistently ready. That's one of the few things the Cowboys have actually done right over the last 6-8 years is had a backup quarterback capable. As long as he doesn't get so outrageously expensive, you spend a little bit of extra money to keep him around.
Yeah, I don't know. Can you get better? Maybe.
You can get younger and you can get different, but I don't think you can get better.
My thought is maybe if you use a draft pick on somebody.
Oh, they got to draft somebody. No, I'm not saying don't draft somebody. Draft is replacement. Hopefully you draft somebody that takes his job, but you don't let Cooper Rush go when you have a quarterback the likes of Dak Prescott who's dealing with another injury.
Some of the guys out there, Taylor Heineke is going to be a free agent. Marcus Mariota, Jarrett Stidham, all those types. Jameis Winston. You'd rather have Cooper than Jameis Winston?
I think Jameis's NFL career is done.
You think? I bet it's not. No.
Yeah, maybe somebody comes with an injury, but I don't think he's going to be in a training camp.
Yeah. If Cooper Rush wants to come back and make $2.5 million again, I'm down for
he
that.
was getting paid before, but nobody's going to come chasing him either. I mean, they're not chasing him to be a starter. So whoever has the most backup money to spend would be who's coming.
What
to
if
chase
you can get Jimmy Garoppolo for the same money?
Well, I'd take Garoppolo obviously, just because he'd be different, but I don't think he'd be better.
Okay.
I mean, think about what he's done for the last. I mean, how many backups could step in and do what he's done over the last several?
No, you're probably right. He's done a good job for you. I just don't. I don't know. I mean,
he's reached the max I will pay for a backup. I'll tell you that.
Well, here's where I'm at. If the max you're going to pay for a backup, my thought is it's either that $2.5 million or you go and get a guy knowing that your guy is probably going to miss time, so you get like a really high end backup, and that's when you're going after the like. I don't know who that guy is right now, but like what used to be Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Yeah.
Like if you had Ryan Fitzpatrick, chances were good you knew that your quarterback was going to miss time.
If I thought that they had any prayer at being good, I'd agree with you. You know what I mean? If this is a team that could make a playoff kind of thing, yeah, but I'm not going to spend any extra money that I could put toward Micah if I'm keeping him, or put toward Heineke, one of those guys. I'll take that money and pay a center or a rush edge.
I want Joe Flacco as to be the Cowboys' backup. And then about week 4, I want to have a real controversy of whether Joe Flacco should be the starter or Dak.
Remember when Dak came in? Rush came in and won 4 games, and he was never Flacco, but was Flacco-esque.
Well, I'm for it. I want
Boring.
that. I want that controversy. I want us to go.
Yeah, you want to stir that beat.
I want on the radio. I want to sit here on the radio and say, I think Joe Flacco should be the starter of the Dallas.
Well, I can tell you this: Cooper Rush will never be part of any kind of controversy at all.
No, he will not be.
I'm talking about in his life for the rest of his life.
No,
never.
That's not how he rolls.
That's not how he does it.
Does Jerry Jones have a kid or something, or a grandson or someone who's supposed to be the quarterback of the Cowboys?
He's in junior high.
Okay.
He's at
Give it time then.
Yeah.
Give it time. Is that Arch Manning available in the draft? I'd sure like to have him. Sure like to get my hands on him. Do you ever scroll through social media only to find yourself bombarded by bad news, worse comments, hot takes, people that you thought you liked saying terrible things, and you're like, oh my gosh, who am I surrounding myself with? And it's really hard not to get caught up in all the drama. But if instead of worrying about what else is going on in the world, worrying about other people, you spend 45 minutes focused on you, how you're doing, man, it can be a game changer. And at Cerebral, they make it easier than ever to access dedicated therapists and doctor-prescribed medication that's personalized to you. And the best part is they offer in-network care so you can focus on feeling better without worrying about the cost of it. Personally, I'm dealing with a major life transition. You know, my family's 2,000 miles away. I'm living in a city by myself, a new city. Sometimes it's good to have someone to be able to talk to about these types of things. And guys, Cerebral makes mental health care easy, accessible, and more affordable, and it really can be a game changer. They're proud to be an official sponsor of the Spurs, and just like athletes prioritize their physical health, mental health is just as important. And Cerebral's here to help you build a strong foundation for that overall well-being. Take your first step today. Visit Cerebral.com to see how affordable and accessible mental health care can be with your insurance. Cerebral, make time for mind time.
Ready for the ultimate sports fan getaway? 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is headed to Vegas, and we're bringing you along. Why? Because watching the games from your couch in sweatpants just isn't the same. Join Jason and Joe from the Blitz for a Mega March weekend you'll never forget or possibly remember. We're talking Vegas here. March 27th through the 30th, we're hitting up Circa Las Vegas for opening day. And the second weekend of the tournament, a.k.a. Sports Heaven, baby. Thursday, March 27th, the party starts with baseball's opening day at the world's largest sports book. That's right, big screens, big games, and big opinions from Jason and Joe. It's basically like watching sports at home, but with no chores and way more pools. Speaking of pools, dive into 6 of them at Stadium Swim and catch all the action on a 143-foot screen. Lock in now. Go to CircaLasVegas.com. Use promo code BLITZ and party with Jason and Joe at Circa Resort and Casino. Sports, pools, Vegas. What could possibly go wrong?
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-499-9102. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-499-9102. That's 800-499-9102. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
This is the story of the one. He's responsible for keeping a leading healthcare facility clean and safe. And he trusts Grainger's high-quality HVAC cleaning and safety products, combined with their world-class supply chain, to consistently deliver, ensuring he's covered inside and out, so he can focus on keeping his facility clean to help protect the health of everyone inside. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
GimmeTheVin.com's big cash giveaway. I hate games and scams. So when we had the idea to give away $25,000, I was very careful about the way it was orchestrated. Get the top of the market money and enter to be the lucky person to get $25,000 this month in March. This is no joke. This is no game. This is very real. Just like GimmeTheVin.com.
No purchase necessary. For official rules, go to GimmeTheVin.com.
Sell us your car. GimmeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio where I've practiced for more than 30 years. And San Antonio has really grown since I started practicing law. The risk of injury in a car crash today is greater than it's ever been because every day we're forced to share our roads with 80,000-pound 18-wheelers and some truly dangerous drivers. If you or a family member is injured in a car crash, know this. The insurance companies are mobilized against you. They have highly trained adjusters and a long roster of attorneys with one job: pay as little as possible. Their techniques are extensive, and I believe you have zero chance of obtaining a fair recovery on your own. If you're involved in a car crash, you need to hire an attorney as soon as possible after the collision and before you speak to the insurance company's adjusters. Now, I do not have a comic book nickname. I do not call myself the Law Eagle, the Tiger Lawyer, the Law Chupacabra. I think the practice of law needs to be taken more seriously. If you've been injured, call me, Jason Thompson, for a free consultation. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or my website, alawyerforus.com.
Hi, everybody. Joe Reinagle here for the Golf Club of Texas. I absolutely love the Golf Club of Texas. They've made so many improvements to the golf course, from brand new cart paths to resodding the greens and fairways. You might think it's a private club, but it's not. It's open to the public 7 days a week. Best rates are always online at golfclubtexas.com. That's golfclubtexas.com. The Golf Club of Texas, you know where it is, right there off Briggs Ranch Road off Highway 90. The Golf Club of Texas is the friendliest golf course in Texas.
No one does happy hour like Twin Peaks. Whatever your preference, we have everything from tequila cocktails and extensive bourbon category to top shelf spirits and cocktails served over those beautiful icy balls. Local craft beers and handcrafted whiskey cocktails round out an adventurous drink menu that's second to none. And Twin Peaks hand-stretched flatbreads, oh, they're coming out hot. Close out your night with our favorite flatbreads. They're available during the late night hours, Sunday through Thursday, for only $8. That's only from your favorite lodge, Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and oh, those scenic views.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, Zach Martin is going to make it official. He is calling it a career.
Plus, what did Jerry Jones have to say about the Cowboys offseason? We'll have the latest.
And the Spurs, they were in action last night. We'll react to everything that happened there.
The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime.
Urgent, 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 urgent. There's a debate on the Brigade Bar about, and I'm not going to, I'm going to save my opinion for closer to the season. Okay. But someone says there's a real possibility the Cowboys could compete for a division title this year. So I don't know what you're talking about, Rob.
No. Yeah, I guess there's a real possibility.
I mean,
however infinitesimal.
So you're saying there's a chance.
Yeah. And compete is kind of a broad term.
Yeah.
Compete doesn't mean win. You just gave it your best shot. So
college
under that
try.
Definition, they're going to try hard.
Yeah.
They're going to compete.
Most of the year they'll probably try hard.
Well, then there's tanking, but that's also competing in an entirely different way.
The Jets did go ahead and release Devontae Adams. We kind of thought that was coming. They could not find someone who would give up anything because he's going
to be a free agent.
Why? I never understand why teams do this. They say, we're going to look for a trade partner. If we can't find one, we're going to release him. All right, who wants to trade for him?
Anyone? Nope, can't find a partner.
Okay, well, guess we just got to release him.
Well, I do get that you want to buy some time, and there might be somebody who secretly, desperately wants him, and you might get him at the right time. So I can see why you say it, just because you might have Bill O'Brien give you a call. You never know.
That's true. He was going to count $38.3 million to the salary cap this year. That wasn't going to happen. $35.6 in non-guaranteed base salary. That wasn't going to happen. So they cleared $30 million from this year's cap, which doubled their cap room. So they tried to they said the only logical way we were going to keep Devontae was to renegotiate his contract. That never seemed like a real possibility. He strongly suggested at the end of the season that his future with the team was tied to Rodgers. And so if Aaron Rodgers was gone, he was gone. And sure enough, he was gone. So now you got Garrett Wilson and no one to throw to him. Who knows? The Jets are back at square one. They're a mess. Boy, careful what you wish for, Max Crosby. Max Crosby is one of my favorite players. First of all, I love the dude. I think he's. I think anybody who plays with that sort of intensity, it's like that's what you want in your star guys.
Too many tats. Too many tats.
That bothers you? That makes sense. Well, me as a guy who has a loser tattoo, it's I understand where he's coming from. He probably lost a fantasy football bet.
He eats his food weird.
Max Crosby said, I think with all the doubt and negativity about Aaron Rodgers, he's going to have a big year, and I hope it's in our town. That would be legendary.
Be careful of what you wish for.
That's
but,
what
hey,
I'm
man,
saying.
When you live in the circus, invite another performer.
Now,
come on in, man. We're used to you.
To be fair, last year the Raiders went 4-13 with Gardner Minshew, Aiden O'Connell, and Desmond Ridder. So I understand why you would think, man, Aaron Rodgers would be an upgrade. Aaron Rodgers probably would be an upgrade for the Raiders. There are not many teams that can say that. I think Aaron Rodgers would have been the best quarterback on the Raiders roster last year. That might have been one of like 2 or 3 teams in the league that could say that.
Oh, hell.
The
Can
Raiders
he run for his life.
The Raiders tried to look into the to Matt Stafford situation. And, of course, he goes back and signs with the Rams. They used him. Used and abused.
Leverage.
And Adam Schefter says the Raiders are looking into Sam Darnold and Russell Wilson, who I think
all right, rank them 1, 2, 3.
Darnold, Wilson, Rodgers.
Yeah, that's what I do.
About right.
But I don't think if I'm the Raiders, I'm spending any money on Darnold. I'm not. I'm still looking for my long term. I'm not going to pay. I'm going to draft somebody, and I'm going to go get Russell, and I might get 3 years out of it. I don't know, but
yeah.
I'm not. The further we get away from Sam Darnold's season, the smaller it feels. And I hate saying it that way, but it just feels the further away we get, the lesser and lesser it seems to be. It seems almost like the 2020 NBA season, where the bubble year, where the further you get away from it, that wasn't real. I'm not sure what happened. We'll acknowledge the outcome. I'll acknowledge that Donald had a year, but was it real?
I kind of understand you. I get what you're saying. I don't know. I'm certainly not throwing the moon at Sam Darnold, and especially if I'm a team that's not particularly close, and I don't think the Raiders are particularly close. The team that makes the most sense for Sam Darnold would be the Jets, and he's going to have no interest in going.
And they're not going to want to touch that.
Yeah. Or a team that is like, maybe a team says the guy we've got right now is just not it, and we need one more little boost. I don't know.
Somebody's waiting for a price
Pittsburgh.
For a dollar value. Well, Pittsburgh. Somebody is waiting for the dollar values to plummet, and then they'll buy just like any stock that might have gotten too downgraded, and he'll find a place. But I'm telling you, with every passing day, if I'm Darnold, I'm sweating because his value gets less. Stafford's staying.
I'm with you.
It doesn't. He's going to get paid far more than he ever thought he would a year ago, but it just isn't going to be what everybody was thinking when he had won 15 games.
Yeah, my guess is Pittsburgh and Indy are the teams that are going to be the biggest players for Darnold. They're the ones that make the most sense, but you never know. Somebody always does something wild.
Yeah, there's somebody sitting out there waiting, watching dollar values. Just give me a call when he gets to this, or he's willing to do this, and we'll talk. But right now, we're not going to hear about him for a minute, I don't think.
I mean, he's still the most attractive free agent quarterback out there, in my opinion, anyway.
The most attractive young one that has some potential. Everybody else is a bridge.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, if you think, like, okay, I've got to get a quarterback for the next 3 years, Sam Darnold's at the top of the list. And it's very boom or bust. It might be a disaster.
Yeah.
I get that. But you're not looking at Aaron Rodgers and going, "Oh, I can get 3 years out of this." Like I don't even think you're looking at Russell Wilson and going, "He's got 3 years left."
You're hoping, but yeah, he's just there to buy time. And I do think if you go get Darnold, you want to have him around a minute. You're going to have to pay him like that. I know if I'm Darnold, I'm asking for something relatively long term.
I think he's going to get more than Baker got.
Ooh. He probably might very well deserve it considering the season. Yeah.
Dude, we're 14-3.
35? Yikes, that's a lot.
Yeah.
He earned it.
So my guess is that's where he ends up. And then I will also say this. Whoever drafts him needs to, or whoever gets Darnold needs to draft somebody too and have a future plan.
And spend some money on wide receiver too.
If he's a disaster, you don't have to just go, well, we suck. We didn't get any closer to it. You at least need a dude there who can push Sam Darnold every day, and maybe you probably hope that by year 3 he's better than Sam Darnold.
Well, you end up with a Kirk Cousins scenario where you're way underwater and you're playing your guy a lot sooner. Yeah, you got to be careful how you pay him.
Yeah, but that's what I would be looking for. Is I'll bring in Sam Darnold, but I'm gonna have option B in case he turns back into Sam Darnold.
Donald's going to be watching
turns
this draft.
into a pumpkin.
Donald's going to be watching this quarterback draft. He's going to know every mock draft to see where these guys are. Every one of them.
All right, we'll be back. We'll wrap up hour number 3. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1.
Kinetico water softener has been part of my life for as long as I can remember here in San Antonio. It's just what we've had in my household, whether growing up down there on the south side of my first purchase and my second purchase, I've always had a Kinetico. So when I speak of things, I know this one. Kinetico has been taking care of us for a long time, and I see the difference when I go to other places. When you go spending over at your friends or your family, and the water just doesn't taste the same. It might be an odor for those that are living on a well. See, this one I have on a well. Kinetico water softeners are designed and built in the United States. They have the awards to prove their worth. Those of your friends and family have them. And normally go out of their way to go get them without another call to anybody else because they know exactly what they're getting with Kinetico. Just a couple bits about the Kinetico softener itself. If you've never seen them, they don't plug in. They don't have a motherboard. They're not computerized or anything like that. They work on kinetic energy. They only work when you turn on the water. That saves you salt. That saves you power. It takes all the guesswork out of your water softener. Above and beyond that, all the stuff, your pipes and all that are absolutely taken care of. And when you do buy a Kinetico, the warranty is extraordinary. So I've been told I've never actually had to use it. Now there's all the benefits. This is why you call them today. If you'll call 656-PURE right now, they've got a bunch of great deals going on. One, they'll come out and put a Kinetico in your home for the next 90 days to prove to you what I'm saying is real. When it is time to buy, they've got great financing available for you. They'll even pay you money for your old worn-out water softener on top of that. And if you decide to buy right now, they're going to throw in a reverse osmosis drinking station on your sink. They got the decor to match yours, and it'll eliminate all the water bottles in your home. Let me tell you, all that combined, there is no better deal going. So go ahead and make the call, 656-PURE. You need more details? I know I would. Go to KineticoSA.com for everything you need. 656-PURE is the number. Call Kinetico today. Put the very best in your home, and you can come on by and thank me later.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. 35 southbound Schertz Parkway. Avoid it if you can this morning. We've got a wreck that's taking up 2 left lanes. It's an hour delay, 60 minutes. Traffic is stopped from Schwab Road. Southbound 35 Tupperwine to 410. That's about a 15-minute commute. That's due to that wreck on 410 westbound Austin Highway to Perrin Vital in the right lane. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by eBay. We all got a thing. Yes, even you. If you love fashion, car parts, trading cards, whatever you're into, it's on eBay. So go find the thing that keeps you up at night. eBay. Things people love.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Wow! Most cars and trucks can get premium ceramic window film installed by the experts at Mother's Window Tint, starting at just $199. Don't wait. Protect your ride today. Our competitors charge hundreds more, but at Mother's, you get the best quality and value. Call now or visit motherswindowtint.com to schedule your installation. With up to 60 different film options, we've got the perfect fit for every car and budget. Stop by one of our locations and see the difference for yourself. Want to boost your vehicle's security? We've got you covered with advanced systems starting at just $399. Call 210-213-2118 today and ask about our alarm specials. Since 1984, we've been the home of the tint and alarm special. Don't wait. Visit Mother's Window Tint today. Call now or go online to book your service. Your car deserves it. Mother's Window Tint. Since 1984. Call or visit motherswindowtint.com. That's motherswindowtint.com. And remember, do it at Mother's and save.
Hey, listen up, San Antonio. Many of the successes you've had began with a great opportunity. Now, here's another one. Get started on your degree or certificate in San Antonio. Choose from more than 135 degree and certificate programs, faster onboarding, and more from University of Maryland Global Campus. Get personalized local support services and take online or hybrid courses right here in San Antonio. Visit UMGC at San Antonio or umgc.edu/SATX.
It's time for the herd you love. It's time for professional spring football. The San Antonio Brahmas are back, bringing you more of the action, the celebration, and the unforgettable moments you love. Join us for our home opener Sunday, April 27th at 2 when the Brahmas bring the fiesta to the gridiron with our Viva Fiesta, Viva Brahmas themed game. Bring the energy to the Alamo Dome as your San Antonio Brahmas take on the Houston Roughnecks. Tickets on sale now at UFLbrahmas.com. That's UFLbrahmas.com. Our town, our team, our herd.
The moment you find out you're pregnant can be very exciting. Knowing what to do and how to get started can also be overwhelming. Healthy Start is here to help you know what to expect. You should see your doctor in the first trimester to reduce the risk of a premature birth and for a healthy pregnancy. Healthy Start is a free program that offers support and resources while you're pregnant and for your baby's first 2 years of life. For more information, call us at 210-207-4725. Get the help you need to give your baby a healthy start.
Progressive knows if you have to choose between everyday life and your boat, boat wins.
What are you going to do? Take the boat out for a spin or go mail something? Boat wins! Are we cleaning the patio or taking the boat out fishing? Boat wins! Are we skipping that eye exam to go sailing? Boat wins!
Rescheduling eye exams can be a nightmare.
All right, fine. Eye exam, then boat. Yeah!
With Progressive, you can bundle your boat with your home or auto and save with a discount and spend more time enjoying those savings on your boat. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states and situations.
Calling all flag football fans. HEB and the Dallas Cowboys are hosting the first annual Dallas Cowboys Flag Football Classic presented by HEB. On March 16th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., head to the Star Soccer Complex in San Antonio to watch local youth flag football teams take the field, hang with Rowdy at the Dallas Cowboys Hall of Fame trailer, and more. For more details, visit dallascowboys.com/HEB flag today.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
See on the golf cart?
Oh. That can only mean one thing, boys and girls. On the Buyers Barricade guest line, it's Dr. Jason Garrett from Airrosti. Dr. Garrett, good morning!
Woo-hoo!
Man, every time I think you guys can't do a better job, you raise the bar.
Doc, you're going to have to play that outside of your examination rooms, like 30 seconds before you get there.
Or when you walk into the office.
Doc's here.
Thunder. All right. Cut the music. Cut the music. In the words of ravishing Rick Rude, one of the greatest pro wrestlers of all time. He would always say that right before he'd take off his robe and
he's dead now.
And then he'd make out with somebody's wife out of the audience. I always thought that was incredible that he was able to do that. Dr. Garrett, let's talk about who's hurt in the world today. And the fascinating thing about the combine was Abdul Carter, who was in the conversation for number 1 overall pick. The thought is that he's got a foot issue, a stress reaction in his foot, and suddenly there was like a big discussion of should he have surgery or not. And apparently he talked to a bunch of doctors, and they're saying that he should not have a surgery to fix this stress fracture. Like obviously you haven't seen the x-rays, but what do you take from that? What kind of injury do you think, like where is it and where could it have been that it would have required surgery? And is it something that could be dealing with for a long time?
Yeah, there's only a couple spots in the foot that you want to do surgery for something that is well aligned. So most bones are going to heal really well. So it's stress reaction, stress fracture. That means it's not displaced. It's well aligned. It's going to heal really well on its own. If you ever rolled your ankle, the bone on the outside of your foot, you kind of like, if you ran your fingers down the outside of your foot, you feel a little lump there. That bone has very poor blood supply, and a lot of times it fractures when people roll their ankles, or if they have bad mechanics, it wears out over time. It has a very poor blood supply, so frequently, if it does break, you have to put a pin in there so it heals better. That's one, and then there's the Lisfranc, which we've all heard about before. That's kind of like the archway of the foot, the keystone of the archway. If that fractures, a lot of times you have to stabilize it because the ligament is also torn, and you want to get in there and make sure it's sturdy because it doesn't tend to do well over time. So if it's either one of those two things, surgery might be an option. The fact that they're telling him it doesn't need that is a really good sign. Just leave it alone, let it heal. He should be fine.
Are there certain people that are predisposed to these kind of things? And if they are, is it orthotics? What do you do?
Yeah, sometimes the way, especially basketball players, I know this wasn't a basketball player, but a lot of the taller guys have really flat feet, especially African-American guys have really flat feet, and their arches roll in, which puts way more stress on their shins, on their tibias, on the inside, outside of their feet. And so, it can predispose them to having more issues with their feet. And they do, if they respond well and they can tolerate it, orthotics are great. The problem with putting an orthotic on someone that's never worn it is it changes their biomechanics, creates other issues. So you have to be very careful with it and don't get too aggressive too quickly and kind of build it up over time.
Interesting.
Dak Prescott, who had a hamstring surgery last season, says that he plans on being ready for week 1 of the season. Says he's not going to put a timeline on it, but he says he'll be ready for the first game and when anything matters, and very, very ready, whatever that means. He says that he's progressing. He's not up to full speed running yet. Just given where he's at, if he's saying I'm not up to full speed running, but I think I can be ready for week 1. Does that sound like a realistic timeline that he's hoping for here?
Yeah, it's a big injury. Anytime you rip a chunk of bone off of with a hamstring, it curls up on you. Putting it back in there usually makes it really solid. And I guarantee you, he's had the best rehab, all the manual therapy, all the different devices they can put on there to make that really strong and flexible. So I think it's just a matter of getting stronger, and I don't think he's going to be held back at all. He can't run full speed right now because he's still recovering from the injury, but I don't think he's at risk of re-injuring it. He's already come back from what would have been a career-ending injury for a lot of people. That ankle was destroyed. So the fact that he's even come back, and probably the ankle dysfunction is what's causing his calf pulls, his hamstring issue. That's going to be an ongoing thing. His mechanics will never be normal. But he's been extremely productive, and he's been a really good quarterback in the regular season.
Well, good thing a guy who's never going to be normal, you just gave the most money of anyone in the history of time. That's that sounds like great news. Doc, what do you think of his long-term prognosis? Well, he's never going to be normal. Let's give him the money. Great. Jalen Suggs, the Orlando Magic point guard, is undergoing surgery to remove a cartilage fragment from his left knee, is out indefinitely. What does that mean, a cartilage fragment? Like, what part of his knee is this coming from? And is this a pain tolerance thing, or was this a functional thing that had to be done?
Yeah, this is almost always a meniscus because that's really the only cartilage in the knee. So you've got a medial and lateral meniscus. They don't have a great blood supply, so they don't really heal well. And sometimes when you get a meniscus tear, a chunk can break off. There's some people that have, if you ever heard of joint mice, where someone can straighten, bend their knee, and they can actually have a little piece of cartilage that kind of comes out of the joint and goes back in, and they call it joint mice because it like runs back in the hole. If it's in the wrong spot, they got to cut it out. Now, if it's a big chunk, sometimes they have to do reconstructive surgery, like a microfracture surgery, to help fill that hole in, or put some other type of replacement in there. If it's not in the bad spot or not too big, they just shave it out, take it off, and he's usually pretty good to go in 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah, I was going to say it's odd that they didn't put a time frame on this. You get the sense that they were winning more. You might see him sooner. Okay, then latest injury with a knee. We got Kyrie out. If you're a betting man, when do you expect to see him back on a basketball court?
I don't know. I've been traveling, so what is his knee injury?
ACL, diagnosed yesterday.
Oh. Yeah, he's out for 9 months. He'll be back functional in 6 months, but 9 months minimum, a year to feel really normal. It's just one of those injuries that you can come back quicker than you used to. He'll be ready to play in 9 months, but not really feeling great for about 12 months.
At 32 years old, though, like how much more difficult does it come to rehab and to come back to where you were at that point?
Not really that bad, depending on the surgery they do. If they do a patellar graft or a hamstring graft, or if they take it from a cadaver, all those have slightly different recovery rates. But at 32 years old, he should have no problem coming back for this.
Anthony Davis, speaking of those Mavericks, he's got an adductor strain. And the thought now with the Mavericks where they're at and now losing Kyrie Irving, they're talking about perhaps shutting him down for the season. Would that if they did shut him down for the season, would that avoid needing any sort of surgical fix, or is that something that would have never been a consideration anyway?
Yeah, the only way you would do surgery there is if that adductor is a groin pull, is if that muscle was ripped off of the pubic symphysis, which is a serious injury. You got to have surgery for that. I think Anthony Davis is a liability on any team he's ever been on. He's never going to be productive. He's a giant waste of money. That's just my professional opinion of watching him play over the years. He's also like a culture killer. He brings the room down. Like, he's just a terrible, terrible trade.
Karma for those. And anytime anything happens to your pubic synthesis, it can't be good.
Well, the good news is he's with Kyrie Irving, who most people would consider a culture guy. So things are going to go well in Dallas. That's Dr. Jason Garrett from Airrosti. Dr. Garrett, we appreciate the time as always. We'll talk to you next week, sir.
All right, thanks, guys.
There you go. That's Dr. Jason Garrett from Airrosti. All guests appear via the Buyers Barricade guest lines. Buyers Barricades provides traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond. Online at buyersbarricades.com.
We didn't get into it talking about some of the injuries. Did you see the tight end for Texas? What's his name? Below the ankle.
Yeah, he kudos to him
and then
for
run through it.
He finished all his workouts at the combine, and then he looked like a bomb went off inside his shoe.
Poor dude.
And everybody's like, why are his times so bad? Well, that's why. He's going to do everything again at the combine. What's the wild thing is, he was like the third slowest tight end and not the slowest. I'd be real nervous if I'm one of those two tight ends that were slower than him about, is anybody going to even want me? Because this dude with 1 foot outran me. That's a bad sign.
One more reason why I just think that the combine's days are limited.
I think so.
I mean,
too.
when you go, well, I blew it, I'll just do it in my pro day.
Yeah. Some quick NFL news and notes. The Seahawks made a bunch of cuts, mostly guys that you probably haven't heard of or care about. Maybe the biggest name of the bunch was George Fant, the offensive tackle. He's gone. Saves the team. The whole thing saved him roughly $27 million in cap space. But all signs, it says, are pointing to Tyler Lockett likely being released later this week.
Man, can you?
So
you got Lockett available. You're going to have Devontae Adams available, and there are people paying T. Higgins crazy money. I'm kind of down on the wide receiver market. I want 1 star, and then I will shop every other year.
Well, remember, I mean, you're going to pay for that. You're going to pay T. Higgins probably star money, would be my guess.
You are going to pay T. Higgins star money, but if you're going to compare me, I pay T. Higgins star money or Tyler Lockett good money, I'd rather pay Tyler Lockett good money.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
The question is Tyler Lockett going to get good money or star money?
I don't think he's going to get star money. I wouldn't pay him. I think he's as good as Higgins, especially if he's on the other side of Chase. He's as good as Higgins. That's what I'm just saying. As I look at this wide receiver market, my first thought was, man, I like Tyler Lockett. I think that's a viable number 2 wide receiver in this NFL and maybe a number 1 in some places. But why would I jump on that when there's going to be more around the bend?
I'll just throw out some of the names that are going to be that are available free agents this season before Tyler Lockett even hits the market. Devontae Adams, Stephon Diggs, Keenan Allen, Amari Cooper, Chris Godwin, Brandon Cooks, Deontay Johnson, DeAndre Hopkins, Mike Williams, Robert Woods, Marquise Brown. DJ Chark.
These are all legitimate NFL starting wide receivers. Not a number 1 in the lot, but every one of them.
Devontae Adams still.
I'm sorry, Devontae. I'm not counting him. But the rest, when I see these guys get cut loose, I'm not racing down to the free agent market to buy a wide receiver. There's a bunch of dudes I can go get.
Now, Devontae's $28 million. That's what he was making last year. I don't know what he'll make this year. Probably somewhere around there.
I don't know.
But what are you paying a guy like Keenan Allen last year made $20 million?
He's not going to make $20 million this year. I don't think any of those guys that are free agents now are going to make what they made last year, or they would still be on their team.
I tend to agree. And all those guys are in their late 20s or early 30s. All the guys I mentioned. I'm trying to think if there's even an exception. No, all of those guys are in that age range. So, yeah. I'm curious to see what the market looks like. So the Bills number 2 wide receiver, that Mac Hollins guy, is a free agent. Mac Hollins last year made less than $3 million. I'm like, I like Mac Hollins for $3 million.
I might even like him at 5, 6. But you start going beyond that.
Somebody's going to go give Mac Hollins $15 million, and I'm like, well, I can get,
any one of those dudes.
Yeah. But thank God the Bills are losing Amari Cooper, who made 20 last year. But yeah, there's a lot of these dudes out there that their peak earning is behind them.
Oh, well past it.
But these are still useful guys.
It's as deep as that in this position as I've seen in a minute.
Yep.
It really is.
All right, 1 hour to go on a hump day.
Hump day.
We'll be back. Morning Huddle 94.1.
You're locked on the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radio.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Perfect for instant contact with an aging parent. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get an extra 60% off, free UPS shipping, and add code radio for an extra 5% off.
T-Mobile home internet is all about speed, value.
What you doing, Zach?
I'm rehearsing. There are so many benefits. You got to talk fast.
T-Mobile home internet ranks #1 in customer satisfaction for home wireless internet by J.D. Power.
Wow, you are good.
Try singing it. T-Mobile has price lock.
They won't raise your rate on internet.
Hulu and Paramount Plus on there.
Get T-Mobile home internet all in for just $55 a month with autopay and any postpaid voice line.
Additional terms apply. For JD Power 2024 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
The Gomez Law Firm has been San Antonio's trusted law firm for 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us today. Jose, tell us about the cases you all specialize in.
We do ride-sharing cases. We do 18-wheeler cases, work injuries. We will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you or your family have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, you need to visit joegomezlaw.com. Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
San Antonio, are you ready? The 2025 NCAA Men's Final Four is coming to the Alamo City. The NCAA Men's Final Four Fan Fest, presented by Capital One, brings fun for all ages. Fan Fest is a sports wonderland of interactive games with celebrity and athlete appearances, giveaways, and much more. Come ready to play April 4th through the 7th at the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center. The event is free for kids 12 and under, Capital One card holders, military personnel, and 2025 Final Four ticket holders. Visit ncaa.com/men's Final Four.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs, with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
With Progressive Snapshot, you could save on auto insurance rates by driving safely, which is nice because you can just keep doing you. So keep on using that broken phone charger because it occasionally works. Keep quoting something you heard on a podcast as your own. Keep ignoring your sister's texts while you drive and after. And when baggage claim says, have a great trip, keep on saying, you too. And keep driving safely. And you could save with Snapshot from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents. Surcharge possible for unsafe driving.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
I can't believe how spotless my floors look after using the Swiffer Power Mop. No more dragging around a heavy mop and messy bucket. Now I get the same deep clean without all the work. Thanks to the powerful solution and scrubbing pad of the Swiffer Power Mop, dirt and grime don't stand a chance, and I don't break a sweat. Mic drop. Mop drop.
Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop.
A smarter way to mop. Try it or your money back.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. 35 southbound Schertz Parkway. Avoid it if you can this morning. We've got a wreck that's taking up 2 left lanes. It's an hour delay, 60 minutes. Traffic is stopped from Schwab Road. Southbound 35 Tupperwine to 410. That's about a 15-minute commute. That's due to that wreck on 410 westbound Austin Highway to Perrin Vital in the right lane. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA. Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
The San Antonio Spurs got back in the W column, taking down the Brooklyn Nets last night, 127-113, paced by Devin Vassell's 37 points. Franchise Day came and went yesterday, and the Dallas Cowboys were busy. They restructured the contract of Pro Bowl wide receiver CeeDee Lamb, which created $20 million in salary cap space. They also came to a deal with defensive tackle Osa Odigizua. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's 9 o'clock, baby. We're in the home stretch.
Hump day.
I was just reminded we have a meeting with a suit after this.
Oh, yes.
Delaying my cheeseburger by
the boss man's in town.
He go bring cheeseburgers?
He never does.
Nah.
You'd think at some point, like the other day when we had to meet with some big fancy pants money man. He was like, "Hey, can you guys all stay after so we can meet with this potential investor?" And we're like, "All right." You'd think they'd cater around here, and
there'd be like some scotch in the break room,
some Chick-fil-A or something. I don't know.
Just bring some tacos, a little home flair.
There's a trade that's happened in the NFL.
A what?
A trade. The Chicago Bears trading a 2026 fourth-round pick to the Kansas City Chiefs for two-time All-Pro guard Joe Thuney. This is. Remember the Chiefs had to move Joe Thuney to left tackle last year? Like,
remember the last game? That's all we talked about was where Thuney was.
Pretty key guy for them. But you got to give the Bears some credit. Remember they traded earlier this week. I don't know if we even talked about it. They traded with the Rams for Jonah Jackson. So this is two guys that they've added to an offensive line that has been woefully poor in front of Caleb Williams, at least through his first year. This was the second straight year he was selected an All-Pro.
Yeah.
Third straight Pro Bowl. He's 32 years old. He's due $16 million this season, last of a 5-year, $80 million deal.
He's going to get a lot of money.
That's my guess. Although he was drafted in 2016, so he's 10 years in. But, 32 is not really old for an offensive lineman. These dudes hold up for a while. But kudos to the Bears for making things happen. This is a key guy. But I'll tell you what, if I'm the Kansas City Chiefs, I'm going, uh-oh.
Well, they're telling me that they're drafting linemen or they're spending some money on linemen.
Well, we knew they were drafting linemen anyway.
Well, so if I'm drafting in front of them, there's always an offer to move up. Anytime you want to move on up, just give me a call.
No, but if I'm the Bills, I hang up. Quit trading with the Chiefs. Quit giving the Chiefs Patrick Mahomes and Xavier Worthy. Stop it. But anybody else, yeah, probably, and especially if you can hold them over the barrel.
Right.
Get them good, man. Get them good. Maybe they're just saying our run is over and we're just going to throw this all away. Maybe they're trading everybody. Maybe they'll trade Patrick Mahomes.
They're going to be selectively aggressive.
Selectively aggressive is the way to be. That's historically, that's what wins championships.
In most cases.
Selective aggression.
That's actually very true. I think we could all pin that on the successes are all due to selective aggressive in the right places.
I found a story that says one free agent that every NFL team can least afford to lose. And some of these, like Baltimore, Ronnie Stanley, still one of the best left tackles in the world. You don't want to lose that guy. For the Bills is Ty Johnson, which is kind of weird. Okay, they've got Ray Davis, they've got James Cook, and I don't know if James Cook is going to be around long term. If he's not, then I would prefer to keep Ty Johnson.
That's why he's on that list.
The Bengals was T. Higgins. Obviously, they wanted to keep him around. The Cowboys was Osa, and now he's around. So those are good things. Other name guys, Stephon Diggs. Says the Texans reached the playoffs in 2024 despite Diggs missing half the year with a torn ACL, but barely. Yes, they could look elsewhere, but C.J. Stroud needs some secondary weapons.
I agree to $1. There's a dollar amount I'm willing to go to, brother. And if you want to be part of it, there it is. If you don't, I find a lot of guys might not look exactly like you, but pretty close.
Chargers, Khalil Mack. That kind of makes sense. Who knows how long Joey Bosa is going to be there. You want to keep at least someone around. Vikings, Byron Murphy. But the Pittsburgh, Justin Fields, which was maybe a little bit of a surprise to me.
I don't know
that. Eagles, Zach Bond.
Yeah.
The Eagles have a lot of guys they're probably hoping to keep. And Tampa, Chris Godwin. But Kansas City, and this was written before the trade happened, Kansas City's was offensive guard Trey Smith. If the Chiefs are going to do anything this offseason, it was going to involve shoring up Patrick Mahomes' front.
What?
Tagging Smith ensures Kansas City will at least keep one blocker in tow.
Nope.
Well, damn. I've just found it ironic I read that story like this morning, this morning.
Whoever the writer-editor is, like, who is your source on this?
And now it's like,
you're not even close.
Yeah, that happened that story came out like an hour and a half ago, 2 hours ago. And then right after that, we're trading our best offensive lineman. No big deal. The the other thing in the NBA, we should at least mention that LeBron becomes the first player to score 50,000 career points. And I got news, man.
They're good.
This is so technically, and I don't know how does it work. He's got 41,837 career points. But then when you count the playoffs, he's at 50,000. For the official records, they don't count playoffs, right? But still, then you think, wow, 8,162 playoff points is a lot.
He's got 3 times the number of points in the playoffs than your average long-term pro. I mean,
that is unbelievable. You can say, well, you had to count playoffs for that, but also the fact that LeBron's in the playoffs always and deep in the playoffs always.
I wonder how many playoff games he's played. Total playoff games. We're getting toward a season.
Yeah. What's wild is LeBron is in year 22. He's 40 years old. And I know anytime I talk about LeBron, there's going to be I got to look away from the brigade bar because it's LeBum, it's, the guy Stucks, whatever. LeBron is 40 years old. This is his 22nd season. He is the defending Western Conference Player of the Month. He's averaging 25 points, 8.5 assists, 8 rebounds. We're talking about, and they're the 2 seed right now. He might be top 5, 6 in the MVP voting.
Should be.
Isn't that crazy to think about?
Yes, he's the most accomplished athlete that I'm going to have in my lifetime. And sadly, still will never be the best, but he's the most accomplished.
Yeah, I wonder. In a way, I would compare, and it's probably, this is an unfair comparison to LeBron now that I think about it. But there's some records that he's going to set that it's going to be like Nolan Ryan's type of records, where he did it for so long that it's just untouchable. But also, even Nolan Ryan, pretty late into his career, was an effective pitcher. He was not, he was not the best pitcher in the league. Now, the difference is Nolan Ryan never won a Cy Young. He was always he was considered a flawed pitcher because he walked a bunch of guys, he hit a bunch of batters, but a dominant force. But he played for so long and put up cartoonish numbers for so long that it's like no one's ever going to catch these. In a time where NBA careers are getting shorter and shorter, LeBron's is getting longer. It's going to be hard for anybody to topple these things by the time it's all said and done.
I won't see it, but it'll happen. The thing that you have to guard against with the NBA specifically is I'm not sure how long the season's going to stay as long as it is.
Yeah.
And I think that at some point in the near future, it's going to be shortened a bit, and then those records will truly be untouchable. They almost have to separate them from everything else because even with 82 games, you need 30 years of remarkable. Well, I say 30 years. By the time he's done, you will need 30 years of remarkable and unbreaking success. You have to be constantly successful for all of those years. You don't get a time off. You get 50,000 points.
Yeah.
Just start another record book for just those kind of things. We're not going to fully appreciate it until he's been gone for 4 or 5 years. We're going to bask in the love for him the first couple of years and still remember him. But there's going to be a coming time when we go, you know what? That's sustained greatness. That year in and year out stuff, we kind of got used to it.
Yeah. It's almost like Brady. It's like
and the further he gets away, the more you realize how freaking good that dude really was.
I always think about, I always talk about Brady, the numbers that seem like unbeatable, and Patrick Mahomes may prove me wrong, but if you said Tom Brady has the most touchdown passes in the playoffs of any quarterback, that's not a shock at all. If I told you that he was nearly double the next guy, that's when it's like,
you're like, my
wow.
gosh, yeah. And Mahomes, as good as he's going to ever be, will never break that. We know that.
Well,
he's not going to break it.
Brady has 88. Mahomes has 46.
You're going to tell me that he's not going to break it?
All right. But to put that into perspective, Joe Montana finished his career with 45. Peyton Manning, who, if you subtract playoff success from how you judge quarterbacks, Peyton Manning, to me, is the unquestioned best quarterback that's ever played football.
It's funny you say that, as the guy you just said before was mine. I didn't think after Joe Montana walked away that there'd ever be anybody who could do what he did for as long as he did, and did it for a couple – when he went to Kansas City, almost did it again.
But certainly part of what Joe Montana's greatness was his postseason success.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I'm saying if you say postseason be damned, Peyton Manning's so much better than everybody else. He had 40. And Brady had 88. It's absurd. Ben Roethlisberger, who all he did was show up in Super Bowls, and 36.
And he was throwing him his rookie year. He had probably 10 his rookie year. No, we're not going to appreciate it. And I don't even know how to respond when you see him just do one more thing. You just go, well, okay. There, he's been around a minute. I'm not surprised he's got 50,000. I wonder if he can get 60.
I mean, that's kind of or is he going to get 50,000 regular season points? Like, is that like? I'm done saying, well, LeBron can't do that. Like, it's if you had told me LeBron was going to be playing at an All NBA level this year, and by the way, LeBron will be All NBA this year.
Better be.
It's a lock. And again, he is carrying the Lakers right now.
Well, now he's going to get a little bit of help, and that'll be the best thing for him.
Well, as soon as Luka starts playing like Luka, it's going to help.
Last night it felt like they're starting to find a little bit of a groove.
But man, it's wild. And I know, again, nobody wants to hear nice things about LeBron James, but the fact that this dude is doing this at year 22 and still, not Craig Biggioing it. Not just like hanging around.
No, he's going to leave with gas in the tank. He's going to leave. He's going to leave money on the table.
I think so. And that was always my big beef against Craig Biggio, who I think Craig Biggio is maybe the weakest case for a Hall of Famer. Until guys like Harold Baines and Tim Raines started getting in, Craig Biggio was bottom of the barrel level Hall of Famer.
Wow,
but they're
hard on him, man.
Got 3,000 hits.
It wasn't that bad.
It was bad.
He was lingering, but it wasn't that bad.
He was crippling. It's like, dude, get out of the lineup, bro. But that's not the case here. You could tell when a guy's just hanging around to try to reach a certain milestone. This is milestones that no one ever thought was a real thing. And LeBron's, 50,000 points, got that. Check.
And some of it is, it's almost more frightening to go against LeBron because you don't want to be the guy that poked the bear where he went and got 60 on you because you made him mad.
Yeah.
He could have coasted for 25 and 10 and just had a normal LeBron night, but you did something that made him mad. And he might be out for the next 3 days because he's tired, but he's going to put 60 on you.
I mean, it was just, what was it, a couple days ago that we played the Pelicans and he had 34 points? It's how?
Well, who knows, man? There's so much to savvy. There's so much to understanding the game where he doesn't have to work as hard to be as great anymore.
And he's changed. And remember,
well, he had his 50th with a 3.
And I looked this up. I couldn't believe it. What do you think LeBron James, his 3-point percentages this season?
I would say probably pretty consistently low 30s would be my guess.
How about 39%? And it's six attempts per game on average.
See, he's not working as hard, but he's better at it.
He's grown his game in ways that fit because it's less taxing. It doesn't take the toll on him. Although he's still an absolute freight train when he wants to be, and God forbid you get him running in transition. You're hopeless. But the fact that now he can sit out there and snipe 3 points, it's
a testament that his game is actually not shrunk. Normally guys that are of his size, the older they get, the closer they play to the basket. Magic was the perfect example of that. The older he got, he didn't take jump shots anymore. He dribbled in the paint and used his body. He was that strong. And LeBron could do that. LeBron could decide, I'm just going to be a power forward and threes are going to be a thing, but I'm going to get my buckets down low where I can just dominate guys that just aren't built like I am. And he hadn't done that. His game has actually gone the other direction. He's become a better guard, a better passer, more of a fluid mover, and that 3-point game has benefited.
Over under 56,000 career points.
Right now, it's hard to say anything but over. I wonder how much of his longevity is going to be predicated on his son. I really do, because I think that long-term project might have got a little longer.
If he's waiting around for his son to be ready to help him win an NBA title,
he might get 60. He might get 60,000.
Yeah. Although, how old's his other son, the one that's actually good?
Well, that one, he's a sophomore in high school, I think.
Oh, damn it. He ain't going to see him. I think he can't make
Well, that's 3 years. That's not that long.
Well, yeah, I guess so. 3 more seasons, and then he'd have to play a fourth one. Because he'd
have to be there for the fourth one, or at least playing home games.
Yeah, we'll see. But either way, incredible for LeBron. Again,
that's off.
I don't want to say anything else nice about him. I don't want people too mad at me about it. But yeah, I'm getting a headache. Too much LeBron.
Yeah.
See, these guys can't stand it. Yeah. They cannot stand it. Like,
if last night is a man. It is not crazy to go in the Western Conference semifinals. We could see a Golden State Laker matchup.
Yeah,
it's not crazy to say that.
The current standings would have there's a potential for the second round or the first round to be Lakers Golden State.
I don't want it that early. I want it to really matter. But even if we get in the second round,
Nuggets would have to fall off pretty dramatically, and they're playing better ball right now. I don't think that happens. All right, let's hit a break. We'll look at what's going on in the world outside of sports. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1, San Antonio's Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We are working a trouble spot on Loop 410 northbound at Rigsby. That stall is off to the shoulder. Another at 410 southbound Valley High, right shoulder block. And still a bit sluggish along 35 southbound Schwab Road to 1604, where we had an earlier accident that did clear, so still just a little bit of a slow residual delay. Also a bit slow on 90 eastbound 211 over to Loop 410. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Randolph Brooks Federal Credit Union at rbfcu.org.
Complicated is overrated, and RBFCU's really free checking makes banking easy. No monthly fees, no minimum balances. It's time to go beyond banking with RBFCU. Membership eligibility required. Program subject to change. Restrictions may apply.
Hey, San Antonio, multiple tours overseas, years of protecting the country, it all adds up at University of Maryland Global Campus. Earn up to 90 credits for prior learning, military experience, and training toward our low-cost degree and certificate programs. We call that credit where credit is due. For over 75 years, our dedicated success coaches have been helping service members achieve their goals. Get started with local support and online and hybrid courses right here in San Antonio. Visit UMGC at San Antonio or umgc.edu/SATX.
Joel, it's fantastic to be a local business here in San Antonio.
Sure is, Nigel.
We always say, from the outhouse to the penthouse, we can plumb it and we can cool it.
And all that at a fair price with one easy phone call to 210-651-5899.
See, Joel, I told you I could do it without clowning around.
So what's with the red nose?
You can let go now. That's not funny.
Quarter Moon Plumbing and AC, 210-651-5899.
License number M16004, TACLA 141074E. Start your wellness journey with the YMCA. Join any Monday in March and enjoy no joining fees. Get a sneak peek of what the Y has to offer as their guest on Monday, March 17th. Don't miss out. No join fees any Monday in March. Join the YMCA today and save towards your wellness journey.
George gets justice.
No amount of money can make up for a life-changing injury. I'm George Salinas, and at George Salinas Injury Lawyers, our team of attorneys will fight to get you the maximum compensation because we prepare and we care. So if you've been injured in an accident, get George. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com.
George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
Things are just better when you switch to Cricket. The sun shines a little brighter. Happy music starts randomly playing. Best of all, you can get iPhone 13 for just $29.99. With the ultra-bright Super Retina display and up to 19 hours of video playback, all on Cricket's super-fast 5G network. See? Isn't that better? Smile, you're on Cricket.
Requires new account imported on $60 plan. First service charge, tax to its sale. $25 activation fee. Terms and restrictions apply. Cricket 5G is not available everywhere. See store for details.
Hello, gentle relief without the harsh side effects with Miralax. It works naturally with the water in your body for constipation relief. Find Miralax today at your local retailer. Use as directed for occasional constipation.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
With Progressive Snapshot, you could save on auto insurance rates by driving safely, which is nice because you can just keep doing you. So keep on using that broken phone charger because it occasionally works. Keep quoting something you heard on a podcast as your own. Keep ignoring your sister's texts while you drive and after. And when baggage claim says, have a great trip, keep on saying, you too. And keep driving safely. And you could save with Snapshot from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents. Surcharge possible for unsafe driving.
I'm Sia, and I support Humane World for Animals, formerly called the Humane Society of the United States. Together, we have created a new version of Peter Gabriel's beautiful song, Salisbury Hill, to celebrate Humane World for Animals and everything they do. Enjoy the song and join us in helping Humane World for Animals end animal cruelty.
If you missed the Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you missed this.
All right.
Feels loose.
What feels loose?
The microphone. Well, because I like to pull it in and usually it doesn't feel that loose. So I don't know what's been going on here. Maybe it's just me. I'd leave it alone, but I'm just kind of weird.
Well, I don't think you're supposed to grab it that way.
Right home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Hey, I just heard a promo of the Blitz. You can hear them from 2 to 6.
He broke my mic.
Why are they allowed to use sexual innuendo in their promos and we're not?
Because James doesn't send them to Dax.
Oh, he just goes, huh?
Yeah, Dax asked me to send it to him first.
Why do we have to play by different rules?
I don't know.
It's not right.
I just do what the suit tells me.
It's not right.
In the promo, they're speaking of a microphone that
the
Joe has evidently broken.
Oh, yeah, it is
I'd like
loose.
to point out the fact that
look at that.
He is touching his monkey wrong.
Yeah.
Wow. See, so it is him.
He has.
Oh, yeah, it's making a hum and everything.
I don't know what he's doing over here. He's singing like Elvis.
I don't know why. Just leave it alone. I don't understand why they have to
Can't
jack
stop
with him
picking
all the
at
time.
him.
I don't understand it.
Hair on my palms.
If I told you that a Washington State trooper, this gal named Sarah Clausen, she killed someone. She was driving her personal car while drunk, and it resulted in the death of a 20-year-old named Joser Sanchez. I told you that she was in court yesterday for following her arrest for DUI vehicular homicide. What do you think how do you think she was received in court?
Probably not like a hero.
Do you think that she would be released on her own recognizance after the hearing? Does that strike you as odd?
Well, it's not unheard of. No bond, no bail.
No bond, no bail.
Well, it's good to be a small town cop.
Yeah. A state trooper.
Probably in a small town. I don't think they're walking out of a courthouse in Seattle.
No. This does say Richland, Washington. I don't know where that is even. During the hearing, the prosecution argued against the original probable cause for the 72-hour hold. She'd been held for 72 hours before her release. However, due to her involvement in local law enforcement, the prosecution will not handle the case. Based on her involvement in local law enforcement, we will step away from this case. My office will not be seeking a special prosecutor. I've made multiple phone calls this morning to identify a special prosecutor. I anticipate that this will be resolved within the next day or two. But I do want this court to know that we believe that we need to rescue ourselves or recuse ourselves based on our connection with the state patrol. The judge ruled that Clausen must get an ignition interlock or alcohol monitoring bracelets when operating a vehicle following her release. I don't know, you should be able to drive for a while. Like, doesn't that seem kind of... It's one thing like, okay, you get pulled over, you blow a .09 or whatever. Yep, you got a Dewey. We're going to put one of these things in your car. Kill someone? Let's maybe step up the rules a little.
Maybe there might be a little bit bank account of good deeds done as a cop.
Maybe so.
But yeah, it's good to be a small town cop.
I suppose so.
Rules don't apply.
Nope. Did you ever? How did you deal with your daughter's dating? Your daughter when she started dating, Vic. How did you deal with it?
How old was she?
Let's see. First date was junior year in high school.
Okay.
And it was with a male cheerleader on the team.
So you were comfortable that nothing was going to happen.
Who ended up being the grandbaby's father.
Well, maybe we should have vetted him a little bit more.
So do you wish you would have been a little more harsh about?
Well, yeah, a little bit, but I mean, they're not going to listen anyway. It's one of those. What is it called? I don't want them to learn the hard way, but
sometimes you got to.
Sometimes that's what it takes.
Now, what would you have done if you had found out that male cheerleader was being rough with your daughter?
I probably would have done something that would have put me in jail for it.
Well, that's what's happened in Eugene, Oregon. Brian Whitecloud has been arrested after police were called for a man being treated for a stab wound. This man, he's the daughter of a man who's been arrested. Her apartment looks like a mass murder had occurred. It said. No. So basically, what happened was she had called the police on this fella. She'd been dating this guy, and he'd been a little bit rough with her. And when they called the police didn't really do anything about it. Court record said the woman told police that she and her father were both unhappy with how the police handled it. So her dad asked for a key to her apartment, and he showed up while the boyfriend was there hanging out and gave him a stabbing.
There you go.
And now he's in jail. We'll see what happens. He's charged with first and second degree assault and unlawful use of a weapon.
Oh, not aggravated assault, though.
I don't know. What's the difference?
Well, it depends on. There's assault with a weapon. It sounds like the DA was at least being kind.
Well, the court document said 2 hunting knives, 2 pairs of brass knuckles, and a bloody key were found hidden in the apartment.
I would have just had a baseball bat.
That takes care of it quickly.
Yep.
But
I wouldn't have showed up with a knife.
If you were sitting on a jury and you heard all those details and they were all, seemed to be true enough.
Mm-hmm.
And it was obvious that the law was broken, that this dude did in fact assault and bodily. What would you convict? Or would you go, God deserved it?
I kind of I know it's not right because you're supposed to judge just based on the case.
This is not the rightness system. This is the justice system. Very different.
I think it is just if I had a daughter and I had some dude smacking around my daughter and the police didn't do anything about it, I can't say that I would not take justice into my own hands. I would become the Punisher.
Well, what I'm getting at is, don't you think district attorneys know that that it's very difficult to get this guy convicted. It's going to be hard to put this guy in jail. I don't care who you are, father, son, he got a sister, a mother, somebody.
Yeah, he's defending somebody.
This guy, this would never go to trial. You know what I mean? They're going to settle this thing. It'd be hard to get this.
That
guy.
is my guess.
Like, just here's 60 days. Show up and do some weekend garbage pickup, and don't get caught again, or at least don't believe bruises.
South Carolina plans to execute a man by firing squad on March 7th. That is the first such execution in the state, and the first in our nation in 15 years.
Well, firing squad.
Firing squad execution, yeah. Most places have gone to the lethal injection.
And what has slowed it down is no manufacturer wants to actually make something that's known for killing people. So states have had to compound and create. They have to find a pharmacy somewhere in the state that will compound the chemicals that they believe will kill them in a what's the term?
Humane
way.
Yes.
Yeah. So I have a feeling without reading any of this that this is an outflow of South Carolina doesn't want to spend the money on the drugs and they're just going to buy a couple bullets.
Well, Winchester doesn't have a problem making the stuff to kill people. They're okay with that, it seems. But here's the thing, and I don't know that this is wise for South Carolina.
Oh, okay.
So South Carolina's plan, apparently there's going to be witnesses. Like, this is still part of the deal.
Yeah.
I don't know how safe this is.
A circular firing squad?
It's not quite that bad. It's like about the next worst thing, though. They're not going to be outside.
Oh, okay.
South Carolina's plan is to do this in the same room that they executed the 40 other prisoners that they've executed since 1985, either by electric chair or lethal injection, which is a small indoor brick room.
Okay.
With a metal chair in the middle.
So point blank range, we're all just...
Wow. You can't miss.
Well,
this seems like a bad idea. I don't know.
Take them to the indoor shooting range.
Just put them on that little zip line and they can just zip
hang them on that.
He's hanging there. Oh,
yeah, let's make a day. Yeah, let's make a day out of it, you know?
Or just go out to the police training range and attach them to one of those springs. So what? It's target pop up, and then the real thing pops up. It's like, in those video games, like where if you get docked points if you shoot a good guy.
Right.
Or like, oh, it's a mom holding a baby. Don't shoot her.
Don't shoot that. Yeah.
Oh, bad guy with a knife. Bang bang. Oh, there's the real criminal. Get him. Boom boom.
See?
Yeah.
Solved.
This guy was sentenced to death in 2002 for killing his ex-girlfriend's parents with a baseball bat. In their South Carolina home. If the execution goes to plan, on Friday at 6 p.m., his head will be covered by a hood and a target will be placed over his heart. 3 prison employees will be prepared to shoot Sigmund from a distance of about 10 to 15 feet.
Wow. With what, a pistol?
I don't know.
Say?
It doesn't say.
A rifle will be pointless.
All 3 guns will be loaded with ammunition.
I was about to say, is one going to get a bullet and the 2 going to get...
So in Utah is the only state in the last 50 years that's executed prisoners by firing squad. 4 of the 5 shooters have a live round. Right. 1 shooter has a blank round.
So you can walk out.
You feel like maybe I'm not the one who did it. But although if you sign up for that job, it's kind of like...
You want to do it.
I don't know.
But in this case, all 3 guns are going to have ammunition. So there's no
doubt.
No feeling good about yourself. But yeah, I don't know that firearms experts are now looking at the setup and saying, I don't think this is safe.
Not going to be safe. It's going to be loud as all get out, too.
It's going to be ricochet something.
Is the inmate going to get earplugs?
Wait, question. What caliber of gun are they
using? It doesn't say. It doesn't say. I wish it did, because that would have something to do with it.
If it was a 22, nah.
But you can't shoot with a 22. You got to shoot with something that is going to kill the dude.
You got like
38
a 40
to start.
Or a 45 at least.
Yeah, 38 to start is where I would be.
But Drew Swift, who's a firearms instructor who owns a firearms training academy in Virginia, says, I wouldn't shoot in that space. I wouldn't even be in the room while they were shooting in that space. It's an unnecessary risk. And a former South Carolina executioner, Craig Baxley, he agreed that the chamber appears poorly designed for an execution by firing squad. No one knows the room better than him. He executed 10 people by lethal injection and electric chair. He was also the firearms instructor for the Department of Corrections.
And a stand-up comedian.
Yes. But he said he couldn't believe that they were going to do the prisoner inside the death chamber instead of at a firing, like an outdoor firing range. Right. So now not only are the members of the squad at risk, witnesses are at risk. So like these people, you have to have witnesses. Mm-hmm. And now those people might get hit with a stray round.
This just kill them.
South Carolina.
Yeah.
What are we doing? It says ricochets aren't the only danger. Since lead particles and noxious gases are released with every gunshot, people who run indoor shooting ranges are by law required to conduct an initial determination of the potential airborne exposure to lead. I can't imagine that. Three guards each shooting one rifle, one cartridge.
Yeah, I think we're going a little far with the lead fog, but all right.
But they talk about hearing loss. They talk, and by the way, shooting 3 rifles going off at once in a room that's about the size of the room you're in, Vic.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's the size of this room. It's probably smaller than this room.
Maybe both of these together. Maybe.
I think it's smaller than that. I think it's probably about the size of this room.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. They shouldn't do it.
The state confirmed that they spent $53,000 to buy what they needed to prepare the death chamber for the firing squad, including the purchase of rifles for $14,600. I feel like I could have gotten you a better deal on 3 rifles, friend. At least 7 ballistic-grade steel plates for more than $5,000. And receipts shared with reporters covered up other information, however, like which vendors sold the materials and how many guns were actually purchased. So,
wow.
Well, I'm reading on this. The guy that's sentenced, the guy named Sigmund. He chose the firing squad. He could choose.
Well, yeah.
He chose the firing squad because he didn't trust the drugs.
Is electric chair off the table these days?
I don't think that's being used anywhere.
Even in Texas?
No, that's been long gone. I don't think I think that was ruled cruel and unusual.
We've gone soft.
Yeah.
A bunch of liberals in this.
But he did get to pick the firing squad, and I get the sense he did the right thing because it doesn't look like this is going to go off as scheduled.
Tarek says, what's he getting executed for? He killed his girlfriend's parents with a baseball bat. It seems warranted. I mean, this is not a good guy. I'm not really worried about him. I'm thinking about the guys who have to be in there shooting the bullets. Seems not ideal. But it could be worse. He could be like this man in Maine. Lewiston, Maine, a man is in critical condition after he tried to do a fireworks show in his apartment. Not wise, guys. 39-year-old man's been seriously injured when fireworks exploded inside his apartment. The man was flown by helicopter to Maine Medical Center in Portland. He's listed in critical condition. The fire marshal's office said the apartment where the firework exploded sustained minimal damage, but it did hit him directly.
So is he in for like losing a hand? Or?
No, I think he's in like with
just burned up?
a sucking chest wound type of.
So that thing
situation.
blasted him in the chest.
That's what it looks like. But see,
it was a party though.
The risk of what could happen when using outdoor things indoors.
But what a party!
Oh, but it was a party.
That's a throwdown.
Everybody can't wait for the next one. All right, but it was at 4:30 p.m. By the way. Well, that's an odd time to be lighting fireworks in your apartment. I don't know.
They had the curtains drawn.
It doesn't say whether or not meth was involved.
I think we can assume yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right, friends. Let's hit our last break, and when we come back, we'll do what we always do to wrap up the show, and we'll take a look at the daily lines. Morning Huddle on 94.1.
You know, my good friends over at Airrosti, and I have a friend of mine who had a throwing shoulder issue that he'd been dealing with forever. Called me and said, I'm thinking about surgery. I hear you talking about Airrosti. What should I do? And I said, go give him a try. But know this, you better be ready to play again because they're going to fix you. It sounds like this is something they can do. And I'll be darned if they didn't do it. So many of us live with things that have been told you can't get fixed, whatever it might be. You went to your doctor and the doctor said, well, to fix that is probably going to require some surgery. Here's some pills. Come back when you can't stand it anymore. And that's kind of what he went through. And he finally went to an Airrosti provider, not knowing exactly what was going to happen, just knowing that when he walked out, he felt better than he did. And before you know it, you're going to get back yourself into the game. And that's why Airrosti has been so remarkably successful, because they take care of problems that a lot of doctors might not have taken the time to get fixed, or just told you it's going to require more than it really did to get better. So you owe it to yourself, if you're living in pain, to call Airrosti, because they can fix things that not people didn't think could get done. I've had lower back issues. That's my story. I didn't think I'd ever have to have a life where I didn't have them. Well, I went to an Airrosti provider. Not only did they fix me, they taught me how to get myself out of pain, and that can be you. Airrosti providers are all around San Antonio. They accept most insurances, and you never need a referral to go. You don't need to wait. Write this number down. It's 1-800-404-6050. The website, well, that's Airrosti.com. It's spelled AIRROSTI.com. There's a map of all the providers there. I bet there's one less than 10 minutes from where you are right now. Listen, life's too short. Don't let pain keep you from doing things that you love. There's a fix out there. It's called Airrosti. Call them today. They're going to fix you and fix you fast. And when they do, come on by and thank me later.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Spring Golf Classic is back. Monday, April 14th at the Golf Club of Texas. Get your slot now. $120 per person or $400 per foursome. The Spring Golf Classic, benefiting the Pan American Golf Association, is presented by Flight by Yingling, sponsored in part by Ensira.com and PPL Motorhomes. The Spring Golf Classic, Monday, April 14th. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
Davis Law Firm secures important verdicts and settlements for Texans hurt in a car, truck, or 18-wheeler wreck. Many in the millions of dollars. No case is too big or too small. And remember, there's no fee unless we win. So if you want more, call the Fours. Davis Law Firm San Antonio, 444-4444.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With the Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Methodist Care Now Urgent Care has 18 locations throughout San Antonio, open 7 days a week. From injuries and illnesses to school and sports physicals, Care Now Urgent Care is here to help you feel better fast. Find a location near you at carenow.com and use our convenient web check-in today.
The moment you find out you're pregnant can be very exciting. Knowing what to do and how to get started can also be overwhelming. Healthy Start is here to help you know what to expect. You should see your doctor in the first trimester to reduce the risk of a premature birth and for a healthy pregnancy. Healthy Start is a free program that offers support and resources while you're pregnant and for your baby's first 2 years of life. For more information, call us at 210-207-4725. Get the help you need to give your baby a healthy start.
Hey, Rob Thompson here from my friends over at Prize Picks. The second half of the basketball season is here. The race to playoffs is on, and there's no better time to get Prize Picks because the money, it's heating up. 1,000 times your cash, Taco Tuesdays, and the way they pay, let me tell you. Prize Picks offers Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard for quick and easy deposits into your accounts. There's no better way to get started with Prize Picks than right now as basketball season ends. And here's the best thing about Prize Picks is you can combine different leagues. You got a favorite in the pros, you got a favorite in the college, you can put them together to really maximize your bets. And remember the code ALAMO. Remember, you download that when you sign up today. There's money to be had. No better place than Prize Picks right now. As the basketball season winds down, go for the place to get the best cash with your favorite sports. That's Prize Picks. You know what you're doing. Go play. In fact, go run your game.
ZipRecruiter is the place. ZipRecruiter is the place for talented teachers, savvy software developers, and master mixologists. ZipRecruiter is the place where you meet all these people and more. That's because ZipRecruiter is the place for job seekers who are looking for new opportunities. In fact, ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day, so you can find the right candidates right away. It's no wonder that ZipRecruiter is the place for skilled skydiving instructors, accomplished airbrush artists, and proficient pediatricians. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter to hire, you're missing out. ZipRecruiter is the place that's so confident it can make your hiring easier that it lets you try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. So if you want the right candidates for all your roles, ZipRecruiter is the place to go. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
This is Jason Minix. You're listening to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Are you ready? Wrapping up the show here. What a day it's been. Rob did the first half of the show with his shirt off, if you missed that.
Yep.
Check back on the brigade bar.
Check the tape.
It's awesome.
You're going to need to know tomorrow which nipples pierced.
Yep.
He fasted the whole show.
I fasted.
How you feeling?
A little lightheaded, a little fussy,
a little woozy,
little fussy,
cranky,
little cranky, little lightheaded. It's been nearly. Let's see, where are we at now? I haven't eaten in nearly 10 hours.
Oh my!
No, actually, it's probably been closer to 12, 13.
Oh my!
Yeah, things I do for our listeners. You know what I mean? Things I do for my peeps.
You don't do it for them.
Oh no, ordinarily I'd have called in sick, but I knew everybody's going to be listening today.
Yeah, I ate at about 6:30 last
dude,
night.
I don't know how you function. Yeah. Honest to God, I couldn't do this on a regular basis. I legit am like, I got the shakes.
Yeah, I'm at about 15 hours of where. You know what? I did have a beer last night at 9 o'clock, so I can't say I've been fasting.
That counts as carbs.
Yeah, but I'm still I'm well around 13 hours with nothing but water.
I had an Altoid about 3:30.
Oh, you're gonna have to do this again tomorrow.
Hope it doesn't throw off the test.
You gotta refast
we
tomorrow.
found your blood to be strangely minty fresh.
Yeah, all started all over again. All right, let's wrap it up the way we always do with a look at the daily lines.
It's the Morning Huddle's look at the daily lines with AJ and Rob on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You covered, yeah!
Let's start in the National Basketball Association. You're going to have to talk me out of this one, Bubba.
I know where you're going first.
Blazers catching 10 in Boston.
No way, brother.
Come on, man.
I love the Blazers for what they're doing.
They're scrappy, man.
They are, and they pantsed Philly the other night. That ain't happening in Boston.
All right.
That ain't going to play in Boston.
All right. Cavs minus 10.5 hosting the Miami Heat.
Now that one I might.
You like the Heat?
No, actually I kind of like the Cavs.
Okay. T-Wolves 9-point road favorites in Charlotte.
I got them at 9.5.
Okay.
Makes it even worse.
Yeah, I don't think I'm interested in that on the road. No way. Wizards 5-point favorites at home against the Jazz. Someone's got to win.
Weird, right?
Someone's got to win that game.
But 5 points?
Seems odd. Yeah, I'd lean road team there for sure. Bucks laying 10.5, hosting the Mavericks.
The bad luck Schlepprocks.
My goodness, 10.5 is too many to lay with the Bucks, but I'm certainly not backing the Mavs. Nuggets minus 5.5, hosting Sacramento. I could be convinced on Grizzlies catching 9 at home against the Thunder,
but not this one. I like the Grizzlies better.
You do like the Grizzlies?
Yeah, 9's a big number.
It feels like a lot at home.
But I'll tell you, nobody's playing better than Oklahoma City right now.
Well, only Cleveland.
I mean, yeah, there you
go. Those two teams seem destined. They're both now almost up to a double-digit game lead on the second place teams in their conferences. It's unbelievable.
Doing it easy.
Yeah.
You know?
And the last game of the night, you might have interest in this. Pistons minus 4.5 at the Clippers. Now, imagine the Clippers, who played last night,
and got one stolen from them.
Blew a massive lead I can't imagine they're feeling real great about themselves tonight. I might be convinced to bet the road Pistons here.
I wonder when the last time the Pistons won a game in Los Angeles. Just flat out just won a game. I don't care. Clippers, Lakers.
Probably doesn't happen often.
I mean, it's probably been a couple years.
Yeah, it's probably been a while. On the ice, the Washington Capitals minus 120 at the New York Rangers. Even money on the Rangers. The Ottawa Senators minus 240 in Chicago, taking on the lowly Blackhawks.
They hate the Blackhawks.
Plus 195. The Blackhawks are the only they're one spot better than the Sharks.
Oh, they don't like them.
Vegas Golden Knights, they are in the Fortress tonight, minus 155, taking on the Toronto Maple Leafs, plus 130 coming back on the Leafs. The Blues are at the LA Kings, Blues plus 135, LA minus 160, and the former Mighty Ducks, now they're just regular Ducks, they are plus 185 in Vancouver against the Canucks, Canucks minus 225. 225. In collegiate basketball land tonight.
Another game of the year tonight.
Game of the year of the day. Florida and Alabama. And they're actually going to play this on a basketball court, not a football field. The Florida Gators catching 3.5 in Alabama. I might be chomping tonight. I might be.
If Florida
it's
can
home
do
floor,
this,
but man, I might be chompy.
If Florida can do this, I still think they might be. It's them or Duke right now. I'm waver. If they can go into Bama, I might be stuck with Florida all the way through this tournament.
Okay,
this will be tough if they can do this.
I think you and I think when we get to when the brackets are announced, you're going to be team Florida /
I don't want to
Duke.
be. I don't want to be, but I think I'm going to be Florida Duke, and you're going to be
Houston Auburn,
probably.
Yeah. Maryland is at Michigan, battle of top 25 teams. Maryland plus 2.5 at Michigan. I'll tell you now, I'm going to be on Maryland tonight.
Michigan needs this so badly.
They're a bunch of posers.
Yeah.
That's a fraud good team. They're not good. I'm telling you. The record says they're good. They're not good. I like Maryland. Clemson's at Boston College tonight.
Beat the snot out of BC. What's the line?
15.5.
See, the only problem is I don't think they can
huge
score
number.
enough points, but they're gonna. It'll be close to that.
Total's 137. And they're minus 15.5.
Still 15 points, yeah.
You might just take Boston College team total under. Like, just expect that Boston College is going to do nothing. Texas Tech laying 17.5 at home against the lowly Colorado Buffaloes.
They're going to take your money and run. They're going to cover it.
They should. Missouri, minus 4.5 on the road in Oklahoma.
Oh, you did what Texas did the other day. They went and got one they weren't supposed to.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. That's a big number for them.
And Oklahoma's got Texas on deck, which is even when both teams sucky.
Blood and guts.
That's what they're going to be looking forward to. Wisconsin's at Minnesota. Wisconsin minus 6.5. Marquette is at UConn. UConn minus 4.5. I want to back Marquette, but they've sucked so much lately.
Watch that tonight.
Tennessee's at Ole Miss. Tennessee minus 2.5 on the road. And Louisville laying 13.5 against Cal. That'll do it for us, friends. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll do it all over again. Blitz coming up at 2. We'll see you when we see you.